Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go. Let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Against my better judgment, hit the like, smash subscribe. Let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Welcome to the show.
Welcome in, all you late night owls. I didn't know if anybody would show up since it's so late. But yeah, I just felt like doing a live. I found so much stuff on X this evening. I couldn't believe it. It seems like, I swear, Candace goes on her little break, and all of the people who really hate her, they just go nuts. They just go nuts. They're all over X. They're just everywhere. And I just wanted to share it with you guys while I was catching it because it was everywhere. And also, Paramount Tactical did a live the other day, and he was talking about this whole like bitch article, like who's the biggest bitch? Did Erika really call Candace a bitch? And Erika's BFF, Tracey Martin, was on that one. And I really want to take a look at that with you guys because, well, I like to snark on Gary and that. You know what I mean? And listen, bitch recognizes bitch. All right. I know who's the bitch in this situation. I don't know about you guys, but I 100% know allegedly who the bitch is here. Okay. But we're going to take a look at that. And we're going to take a look at some of these posts over on X. I don't know what to do first. I mean, I guess we could take a look at the posts because they're kind of sort of like a little bit boring, and we can like work our way up to like taking a look at Gary over on with his interview with Tracey Martin, because it was something else. I actually did a video of that a long time ago when I think it was, no, you know who it was that was interviewing Tracey that day? It was, what's that other guy's name? Damn it, I'm not going to remember his name. But he's another one that passes off all this, he passes off all the Fed slop, and it gets annoying. But what's up, Zero? Welcome in. I was glad to see somebody here before we started. I was like, I'm gonna have to cancel this live. Nobody's gonna be here. HB is here. Captain is here. Welcome in. Love the intro. Thank you so much. Never been that early to any of these. Yeah, I usually start way earlier. Delta's here. Not Too Dead. Welcome in. Let's see who else. G Key Man is in the house. All right. Painful Truth. Aja is here. Welcome, Aja. And Girly, she's at it's 11 a.m. on Saturday in the Philippines, listening while making a batch of kombucha. Oh, nice. I've been thinking about moving to the Philippines, Girly. Welcome in, Janie. All right. What's up, guys? Kennedy. I'm glad to see some of you guys popped in for this. 1977. All right. Oh, we got a couple others. Who's this? Elvisio Delvita. I don't know. I know I butchered that. I apologize. Let's see. Marie. Is that Marie and Pitsy? All right, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Tony's here. All right, a lady is here. Okay, what's up, guys? What's up? Yeah, so I want to take a look at some of this stuff going on over on X. Crazy. Um, Boy, these guys can be such D-bags over there. Let me tell you something. I don't know how Candace holds her composure because, bro, I would get kicked off of X. I'd be booted out of there. I sometimes wonder if I'm going to be because I'm just so rude to them over there because they're just so rude all the time. And I just, I gotta give it just like they give it. So, all right, let's see. I tried to fix this so we can see this pretty good. All right. So let me see. I can't hit the right button. Sorry, guys. Okay, because I got to be able to read it. All right. I'm about to pour a glass of wine. You're right on time. All right, a lady. That's awesome. AC is here. What's up, AC? Welcome. And thank you for the super chat or the super sticker, Painful Truth. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, X is a cesspool. It really is. I mean, it's good for entertainment. And if you want to be like a really horrible person, it's great for that as well. Because I'll tell you what I do. I go in on Blake Neff over there like nobody's business. I'm waiting for him to just like knock on my door one day and just kick me right in the you know what. Because I'm just so mean to him over there. But he's so rude. These guys are so rude to women, and it just makes me nuts, And I figure if they can dish it out, like so can I. I can be a horrible bitch. I'm the first one to admit that. And I do have to make a correction. We did a Frank Turek live stream the other day where I was saying like I would never stay on that phone call and be in his back pocket. That's sick. Like F him and all this, and I was going off on that. I do have to make correction. After not being pissed off at Frank and taking a moment to think about it, I probably would have stayed on that phone call for a little while, maybe a minute or two. But if it was like completely black and I was in his back pocket and, I couldn't hear anything, then I would probably hang up and be really worried about my dad. Like, oh my God, what's going on? So I do have to make that correction. I was being extra bitchy and I just was hating on every single thing that Frank did in that situation, allegedly, and I was just being a horrible person. So I do have to take it back. I probably would have stayed on the phone for a minute or two, at least. And then I probably would have hung up. But I was being horrible. I did say, like, you have to be crazy. You should have hung up. But yeah, I think I was just like, because Frank said, nobody hung up, and I just was being rude. All right, so Andrew Kolvet finally decided, this was only a couple of hours ago too, he finally decided to write this huge ass essay in response to Candace Owens showing all those text messages between her and Charlie. I believe they were in regards to Ben Shapiro and like them two teaming up, like basically being under attack at the same time and kind of teaming up to, just trying not to like lose their shit online and lose their jobs and like all the stuff that were going on at that time. They were feeling under attack and they were kind of like, counting on each other, talking each other up and things like that, and talking each other off ledges and things, how friends do, they had each other's back. And she showed all these messages in her live stream. Well, it's been a couple of days since those messages were shown, and I don't know if we heard anything from Major. I stayed off X for like a couple of days. I had to. So I just popped in there tonight, and this was there, and it was literally an essay by Andrew Kolvet. So let's read what he has to say. It's going to be good, I'm sure. Okay, so he says, yes, I've seen the alleged texts shared by Candace. I have no idea about their authenticity. For argument's sake, let's just like assume they're real. Here are my observations. It can be an evil thing to release a man's private messages after his death. Oh my God. Not everything is meant to be public. Like, not the stuff that like proves, your point, Candace. He says, I understand certain things in certain contexts, but Candace is like weaponizing these messages to diminish Charlie's public statements and advance her own agenda. And he's not here to defend himself. Also, consider the moment in time. Charlie had been unfairly called an anti-Semite in 2023. He was understandably upset by that, and he was willing to believe Candace was facing a similarly unfair attack. He's clearly trying to support someone who thinks is being taken advantage of. It's important to remember that in 2023, Candace had yet to go off the deep end with her, uh, uh, this against the Philadelphians. We didn't yet know how far she was going to take it. Our relationship with DW had sometimes been rocky over the years, but these texts would be from before things improved significantly in 2024 during Trump's reelection and victory, which is why Ben spoke in Amfest in 24 and 25 at Charlie's invitation. Did disagreements remain? Of course. But at the time of these texts, Charlie was not yet in regular communications with Ben and Jeremy, and he was only hearing Candace's version of events. Oh my gosh. Guys. Wow. But publishing what she claims are private messages is illustrative of her character. And there's an important story that explains how Charlie became very aware of this. Oh, here's the story. All right. I didn't realize this is a whole story about how Charlie became aware of what a terrible person Candace is. All right. He says in the first few months of Trump's second term, Emmanuel Macron visited D.C. and met with the president. Afterwards, the president spoke with Charlie to see if Candace would be willing to stop attacking Macron's wife. This was a private matter, and Charlie handled it with the utmost discretion. Candace did not. Despite the sensitive nature, Candace soon shared the story of the president calling her on her podcast. Why am I telling you this? Because when Charlie found out that Candace was willing to share the president's private communications on her show, just like she's apparently willing to share Charlie's private text messages now, he was angry. She had betrayed the president's confidence, which Charlie believed was sacrosanct. After that, he told me Candace was officially a lost cause and no one could ever trust her again. Breaching people's trust in such a public and calloused way isn't normal behavior. And to him, she had I think he means but he said Rubicon. This is why I'm very aware that Charlie and Candace were not friends when he was unalived. He was still managing the relationship so she wouldn't turn on the org. But this pattern of hers playing out now is why Charlie ultimately realized he could never trust her again. Yeah, I don't think anyone in the entire world believes this. Somebody says LMA or you're so cooked also. And then it shows Thomas Massey. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you though. Or sorry that happened. Oh my gosh. Andrew, why are you always lying? I mean, damn, do you lie like this at home? Oh goodness. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see much of anybody really believing them at all. So I find it like, what do you guys think about that? Because I really don't, like, nobody believes them. Like, literally. I never see anybody going like, yeah, this is so, Andrew, yes, like, go, man, go. It's like everybody online just hates these guys anymore. And they keep posting anyways, and they keep trying this stuff anyways. It's really, I don't understand it, It's wild to me. And yeah, I just like, does he think anybody believes them? Like, people tear them apart over here. Just tear them apart. Mason says, you people are toast. I think, like Candace said, I think the next move for them is I think they are going to, like, sue the crap out of her and probably a few people. I mean, who knows? Anybody that has mentioned anything bad about them could possibly be getting sued, like, into the ground, like bankrupting people. And I don't think that would go over. I don't think that will go over well with anybody, because I know here on YouTube, people tend to stick together in that kind of thing, and people don't really, like, we're here to give our opinions. No, like, nobody knows any of this stuff. Nobody knows these guys. You know what I mean? We're all just giving our opinions and on current events. And the fact that they would be willing to, they're talking about Sandy Hook and all that, like, the fact that they would actually be willing to do something like that would be crazy. That would be so wild to me. I can't imagine that even, like, I can't see that going over very well. I think they would be so hated. I think that would be the end of them. I can't even imagine. I really can't. But yeah, that's kind of, Andrew's take on things. And then there was Blake Neff. So Candace actually just posted, where's Charlie Kirk's body buried? Why do I get the sense he was quietly cremated? And Blake actually comes back and says, that is none of your business. How could you ever feel entitled to such information? What? What? Are you kidding me? How could you ever feel entitled? You know what? I would imagine that any of Charlie's friends would be entitled to know, like, at least where to go, talk to him. Like, people, not me personally, I don't really go to like the grave sites of my grandparents and things like that to like pray or talk to them. I talk to them when I want to talk to them. But some people need that. They need that space where they can go sit down, maybe bring flowers, things like that. Some people need that. And so it's just strange that he would be like, why do you feel entitled? Like, anybody should be able to. I don't think it's an entitlement thing. I just think it's so mean. And then I guess he called her like allegedly called her a racist name in one of his posts earlier. I'm sure you guys saw it all over. Baron talked about it, Lionel talked about it. Like, it was pretty wild. But Blake is something else. He's really on a tangent lately. And yeah, I can't with this dude. I just really cannot. And then, oh my gosh, then Ben Shapiro actually comes on and says, I have some bad news for you, Candace. Candace Owens was scammed out of $10,000. I guess allegedly that's not who, Ben's claiming that's not who he met with that day. Remember, Candace talked about the man that, supposedly Ben met with the day Charlie Kirk was unalived, and he, was on the phone with Charlie Kirk security. Allegedly, that's not the one. Ben says that's not right. So he's denying those claims and says Candace is out 10 G's. So, I mean, could you guys, do you think he would actually say, like, if it was right? Do you think he'd be like, you got me, Candace? I think he would say it's wrong either way, to be honest. I really do. And so that was those guys kind of weighing in. Also, Ben had something funny to say to Piers Morgan. So Ben actually said to Piers Morgan, he says, I know you're British and thus may not understand how free speech works. It's free speech for you to be a poor man's Jerry Springer, and it's also free speech for me to say so and choose to avoid contributing to your click whore program. See, free speech is fun. And Piers Morgan came back and said, A, I loved it, Jerry Springer. He was a great friend of mine, so thanks for the compliment. And B, my click whore program is much more popular than your Philadelphian government propaganda BS, because unlike you, I'm not afraid to challenge people like, baby, grow a pair, little Benji. And so that's going on. I suppose Ben Shapiro and Piers Morgan are and battling it out over there as well. It's just wild. It's just wild. Yeah. I think, oh my gosh, who should they get? Who should Candace get as an attorney if that does happen? What's his name? Alex Shapiro, the one who didn't he represent Diddy? Is that his name? Alex Shapiro? He's like a beast. He's like a beast attorney, like never loses. That would be a good one for Candace to get for that. Okay, so I also have this clip from Paramount Tactical, because remember, first I want to read that article. That's right. First, I want to read you the article. Let's see if I can pull that up. I have it also. Let's see. Let me do this and this, and okay, let me see if I can. I must have shrunk it. There it is. Okay, here we go. This one here. Share this. Sorry, it clicks back and forth on me, guys, with StreamYard. You can't see the whole screen. You go like, just shrink it a little bit. Okay. All right. So here's this article that was written in the Daily Mail. And this is about how much Erika allegedly hates Candace Owens. And I don't think Candace read the entire article. So I wanted to go over it because I think it's just something. It's just something. And now we've noticed in the Daily Mail articles before that they tend to sometimes change their story throughout the article. Like we saw where they were talking about when they were in the court, in the article we read a couple of live streams ago, they were talking about what happened in the courtroom at the Tyler Robinson preliminary hearing, and they were talking about how Erika Kirk was seated like 6 rows behind Charlie's parents, and then all of a sudden in the same article they were next to each other. Like, it was very weird. So sometimes they can kind of reverse course in these articles. So I just wanted to read through it with you guys to see if we can discern anything. And then we're going to take a look at Tracey Martin, because Paramount Tactical actually got Tracey Martin to pop into his show and kind of clarify things. Did she write, was she a part of this article? Was it her they quoted, etc.? We're going to have a listen. But first, let's look through this article. So it says, when Erika Kirk arrived in a tiny Utah courtroom early this month to face her husband's alleged unaliver, she expected to be overcome with rage. It was the first time she'd come face to face with Tyler Robinson, the man accused of unaliving Charlie Kirk at a speaking event at Utah Valley University 10 months ago. And yet, in place of anger, Erika instead felt an overwhelming sense of sadness, compassion even, for 23-year-old Robinson and his family, according to two sources close to the Kirks. She was really concerned about being in the same room as him. She didn't know what she was going to feel. She said that a lot. One family friend exclusively told the Daily Mail. She thought she was going to be angry and mad, to really hate him, but she didn't. Bitch, what? This is the dude who allegedly unalived your husband. You're not mad. You're just like cool with him. You're just like, poor thing. Poor thing. Oh, okay, girl. She just felt really sad. Overwhelming sadness is what she called it. It made her grieve even more. She didn't want to fight with him or his family. She said she just almost felt compassion. She felt compassion, and definitely for him and for his family, because it's just so sad that two families were destroyed that day. Like, you can feel compassion for the guy who potentially unalived your husband, but you're mad at Candace Owens for just like, okay, girl. Like, yeah, okay, girl. I don't know. In all, Erika sat through 5 days of testimony that laid out her husband's final moments in devastating detail, which we watched here on the show, and we didn't really see much detail at all, if any. I mean, prosecutors presented evidence they say proves Robinson unalived Kirk, 31, including surveillance footage, forensics, and testimony from the defendant's former transgender lover. A judge is now considering whether the case presented is strong enough to go to trial, with a decision expected in September. Robinson is accused of fatally, Kirk on September 10th as a conservative commentator debated college students at the UVU campus, just a 10-minute drive from where this month's hearing was held. The unaliving unfolded in full public view, with horrific footage of the moment that struck him in the neck, spreading rapidly across social media. And see, this is the thing about it. If they want to get down to whether or not we should all feel the need to be able to give our opinion on what we think happened, then maybe they shouldn't have showed it to us live. Maybe they shouldn't have showed that whole thing to everyone in the entire world live, because now everyone's pissed and everyone has a right to weigh in with their opinion. They have a right to question things. They have a right to their opinion. That's insane to think that, people are just going to shut the hell up. You made us watch an unaliving live. Are you kidding? No, we're going to all have opinions. The internet's going to be in an uproar. This is not normal for people to have to turn on their phones or whatever and see this. It's not. Anyways, in the months that followed, wild conspiracies about this unaliving have flourished. Again, like I said, you shouldn't have showed it to us live then if you didn't want conspiracies to flourish. Owens pushes wild conspiracy theories. They're just wild, right? They're just absolutely bonkers wild. And outside the courtroom this month, a number of podcasters and streamers who claim Kirk was unalived by the so-called deep state even camped out overnight to secure seats inside. Others took to social media to promote preposterous theories that Kirk is still alive, or that the, unaliving was staged. I really haven't heard many of those claims. Have you guys heard many claims like that still, that it was staged and that he's still alive? I think that it's Kennedy, I'm reading your comment as I'm moving this article out of my way. I can't. Oh my god, that was good. But yeah, I just haven't heard many of those that he's still alive and stuff. So I don't know, what they're talking about here. I mean, I've heard a few, but not really many lately, Anyway, such unfounded claims have in particular been amplified by conservative commentator Candace Owens, 37, once a close ally of Kirk and one of the most recognizable faces of his organization, Turning Point USA, during Trump's first term. Since his death, however, Owens has amassed millions of followers on social media. Has she really? amassed millions since his death. I think she went from like 5.6 million to 6 million. So I don't think it has been like millions. I don't know. Could be though, maybe on different social media platforms. I really don't know. But she had millions to begin with. So it's not really that hard to continue amassing millions when you continue to do your job as a podcaster. Anyways, she has increasingly extraordinary claims about the unaliving, questioning Robinson's guilt, suggesting TPUSA insiders know more about the unaliving, and even invoking CIA operations and supernatural experiences. What? What? She's also suggested without evidence that TPUSA staffers, including Erika, who became CEO after her husband's death, may have been involved. Maybe she did. I don't ever remember her saying like she came out and said that. I thought she just always questioned it. I thought she's always very careful about what she says. Erika can't stand her, meaning Candace. She calls her that expletive, meaning bitch, that bitch, if she talks about her at all, says a Kirk family member. Erika thinks she's the worst, most unkind person in the world, ugly person inside and out. She's a soulless ghoul. Okay, girl. Erika feels betrayed. Owens and Erika attempted to bury the hatchet in December during a private meeting in Nashville, brokered by former Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly. Both women described the conversation as productive, but the peace didn't last. Since that conversation, Owens has turned her attention from the unaliving of Charlie to Erika herself. In February, Owens launched her Bride of Charlie series, a forensic examination of Erika's childhood, family life, and relationship with Charlie. I mean, these are all things that I think the public just wanted to really know about. I mean, this was the new CEO of a giant organization. You know, the public just wanted to kind of know these details about Erika Kirk. Like, who is she? Where'd she come from? You know, I mean, I think they blow things way out of proportion. And it's like, if everybody would just chill out, you know, nobody actually knows what happened. And it's a shame that the people who are supposed to be investigating this aren't doing a better job. That's what it comes down to. They are the ones who are failing, you know, and going after anybody who has a different opinion or anybody that has any questions. I mean, guess you shouldn't have showed that live to the world if you didn't want that to happen. Now you've got people that are very much invested in this and very much upset, you know, very, very invested in this. They want to know now. We had to watch it. Now we want to know what happened. And no, we're not, you know, a lot of us don't believe the official narrative. I mean, I think a lot of us think something more happened that day. We just aren't sure what. And it's a shame that we can't trust the people who are supposed to investigate to actually do an investigation. I mean, I think it's so terrible that they don't want anybody to ask any questions. I mean, guess we shouldn't have saw it live then, because we all took that personally. You know, this is our country. People should feel completely and totally safe to wander up to a college campus, sit down and have a discussion with college kids. It shouldn't be where you're worried about your life, you know? And now, basically, this is an example saying like we should be, because it's not safe and it makes everybody upset. It isn't just about if you knew Charlie Kirk personally or if you were actually friends with him or not. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, I wasn't friends with him, but this is crazy. And this really blows my mind. And I would like to know the truth of what happened. I don't think we ever will. I don't think we'll ever find the truth. But I don't think people should be penalized for wanting to know more or for asking questions. Perhaps if we didn't see it live a million times over, perhaps if they would have taken all those videos down off the internet so we didn't have to watch it over and over and over again, maybe then we wouldn't be so upset about it. But anyways, they're boohooing about the Bride of Charlie series. Blah, blah, blah. That bridge is burned. It's more than burned. It's been blown up. There's no reason for Erika to ever speak to Candace again, ever. Candace decided to make this her identity. It's a grab for attention, building her name and her brand and making some money off of it. That's what Erika thinks. Erika's really offended that Candace would use her husband's death to make a buck, to get attention, get clout, whatever it is. She's offended. In a statement to the Daily Mail, Owens said that frustrations were mutual. We're furious too. The public cannot stand that Erika refuses to answer or even ask critical or crucial questions surrounding Charlie's death, which she has treated more like her personal coronation rather than an increasingly bizarre story that requires a network of paid influencers to support it, Owens said. Well, Erika has publicly tried to avoid giving Owens's claims any oxygen. Those close to her say the betrayal still provokes a visceral reaction privately. Dude, okay. Let me tell you. Here's my opinion. All right. I think Erika Kirk's probably really nasty. Allegedly, probably a really nasty bitch, to be honest. I could see her flipping out. We've seen her in some nasty moments, and that's like publicly, you know. We just saw her in her tiger era, I like to call it, her tiger era, you know, pacing that stage like a predator, their hand in her pocket, all that gold jewels weighing her down, all that. And she looks like she's getting into her, you know, tough girl hard era, and she's not taking no more crap. And so when this article comes out and they're saying that she said these things, and they're quoting a close friend of the family saying like Erika's calling Candace a bitch and this and that, like, what woman in the chat, any ladies in the chat, do you think that's do you think that's not true? Do you think Erika doesn't call her a bitch? You know? And so, I mean, I don't know. And I'm sure Candace can be a bitch. I'm sure Candace can be a bitch. I mean, come on. The girl's a genius, you know? She's very smart. She seems like she doesn't take no shit. A lot of times people think that's bitchy and whatever. Okay. But I'm just saying they're acting like, you know, Erika's not out here pissed off at Candace, because of course she is. She's pissed as hell. She doesn't like her, allegedly. I don't know. I'm just saying I can recognize a bitch from quite a far distance. All right, because I am one. I can recognize other ones. Just saying. And yeah. I don't know. I don't think Candace is evil. I don't think she's evil. I don't think she's out to do anything like evil or bad. I think she truly believes in what she's out here talking about. I think she's really taking this personally because that was her friend. I mean, you know, wouldn't you? I would wish that my friends would be like that. You know what I mean? I wish that my friends would be like that. I feel like, in my opinion, actually, let me put my little banner down here because I don't want anybody to think my opinion's not my opinion. Let's see. Where's my little thing where I say it's my opinion? Hang on. There you go. Just my opinion. In my opinion, I really think that, you know, they wanted Charlie's name to kind of fade in the distance. I mean, listen, things on the internet, they come and go, right? Everything's so fast moving. One story's like over to the next story within a day or two. The worst thing could happen in the next couple of days. There's another story that's big and it hits and everybody's talking about that. So people move on really quickly nowadays, like really quickly. And so I think that the powers that be, whoever wanted Charlie gone, really thought that he would be out of our minds by now, and just kind of like the next story would be taking front and center stage, and we would be on to the next thing. And, you know, Turning Point USA seems to be having a really hard time getting past all this talking about all the shit that's going on with Charlie Kirk. They can't seem to get past it. You know, it seems like Erika wants to move on. She has all these new things that she's building for Turning Point USA. And I think it's making it really hard for her because of all this about Charlie Kirk still. People still, you know, I mean, that's what happens when you are Charlie Kirk. I mean, you literally make a name for yourself. Millions of people follow you. Millions of people love you. And when you pass away, all it takes is one person to keep talking about it as big as Candace, and it gets continuously talked about. It just continuously. And so we're never letting it get, like, no one's letting it go, and we can't just forget about him and move on. And I feel like that's kind of what the problem is. They just want it forgotten and move on, and let's get to the next thing. Let's lock this kid up. Let's let it be over with, you know. But at the end of the day, the thing that's most upsetting is the fact that we watched that trial and I didn't really see much evidence against Tyler Robinson when I watched that trial. I didn't see much. And I'll tell you what, if that was me up there, or if that was my son, or if that was, you know, my cousin, a family member, somebody I even knew, that's not fair. That's not right. You can't make somebody, you can't unalive somebody off that evidence. That's wild. That's wild. And the fact that they're even talking about having a trial, I mean, there's not even one clear picture of the guy standing there. The only person who's a witness is his ex. Like, what? Since when does like the jealous ex? I mean, I don't know. When do people believe like the weirdo jealous ex? That's so weird to me. It's just so weird to me. And I find it really disturbing. I find it really disturbing. They keep moving the line on us, guys. They keep moving the line and making it, you know, these trials, like, I don't know. Our judicial system isn't a joke, and anybody making a joke out of it, people should be in an outrage over that alone. You know, people should be in an outrage over that alone. I mean, if the kid did it, whatever, but show me some evidence that he did. And you can call it overwhelming evidence all day long, but I have eyes and I can see what evidence there was. And if I was on the jury, I definitely wouldn't convict him with what they showed. I just wouldn't. There wasn't enough evidence. Way too much reasonable doubt. Way too much reasonable doubt. So anyhow, they go on to say she wants to know what happened and she wants to know why. She's always one-to-one answers, said the family friend, and going to court is how she finds answers. No matter how difficult it is for her to sit there and think about how her life is different, how the kids' lives are different. She wants the truth, whatever that is. And, you know, I just have a problem with that because at the beginning, that's what Candace was after as well. She, you know, she was out here saying like, this all seems weird. This all seems strange. There seems to be more to this. And I think the entire world watched Erika, and when she wasn't saying the same things, we were like, why isn't she questioning this? Like, what, you know? And then she's like, no, I've seen the evidence. It's cut and dry. I've seen the evidence, you know? And then we all see the evidence and there's none. And we're like, wait, what did you see, girl? Because we all just saw it and there really wasn't anything. I mean, she's open to any answers that are the truth. She's not just looking for somebody to pay. She's looking for the truthful answers to the question that is why her husband is unalive. It's all she wants to know. Why, who did it, and why, and how did it happen? Yeah, it's just wild to me. I talked to her after court and she just wants justice for him. She doesn't want to avenge him. She just wants justice. That's the thing. She wants justice. I don't know. I don't know, guys. What are your opinions on this? What do you think? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. The minute she popped on stage with sparkles, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah. When I saw Over the Casket, I was out. I plan to watch back that interview that she did where I think it was the first interview or the second, no, the very first interview I think she did where she was dressed in black and that guy sitting across from her. I want to rewatch that with you guys one of these days coming up because I didn't watch that whole thing. I couldn't back then. I couldn't watch her that often. Too long because she's just too much for me. I couldn't do it. And but now that we can go live and watch it together, it's much easier to watch this stuff with you guys. And so I think we should one of these days because I don't know. I think there's much to be gained from going back and watching the things that we saw when we didn't know what we know today. You know, just like that one with Frank Turek, like going back and watching it again, it's like, okay, now we, seen all these pictures inside the car and there's like no blood anywhere. Like, what do you mean you were like stopping the bleeding for 8 minutes? That's a lot of blood. Where did it all go? Did they like collect it? Like, where's it at? Didn't nothing touch the ground? I'm super confused, Yeah, there's like moments in time with Erika where I don't know, she's just not, I don't know. She just doesn't act like you would expect, I guess. I don't know. And people don't like it. And it's strange. And I was even ticked off. Well, I was watching Candace and ticked at Candace because she wasn't calling her out. I was like, why is she ignoring this? This is so weird. Why is she acting like this? She's so creepy. Like, what the hell? And Candace is just going about her business, talking about all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, like, what is she blind? There's no way Candace can't see this. And she never said a word about her. And I was actually getting ticked off, like thinking, why is she not mentioning any of this? And then, come to find out she was just trying to be fair to the girl, and they don't give her any credit for that. But I do remember being pissed at her because she wasn't bringing it up. He's an EMT and was so upset by the whole thing, how they took him out of there. Yes. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that was very wild. I think the whole thing is just wild. And I think we had to watch it happen. We had to watch them, like, brutally. It seemed like it felt brutal the way they dragged him out of there. They put him in this car. Now we see pictures of the car. We don't see any blood in the car. I mean, that's my biggest thing. They spent 8 minutes trying to stop this bleeding, and there was just no blood. And like, that's a big deal. Where is it? If you were spending 8 minutes trying to stop the bleeding, that means like 7 minutes in, it's still bleeding and you're trying to still stop it. So where's this blood going? Because we didn't see anything, I just think it would have been a worse scene in that car. And it's giving creepy. It's giving really creepy to me, I just want to know where the hell to go. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Stuffed Beagle, I think she's got, like she said, she's sitting on so much information, and she's trying, like, I'm sure I couldn't, I don't know. I give her so much credit because she has tons of information, and she just sits on it and sees all these things happening and knows that she could show these things or talk about these things, but she's trying her best to kind of hold it all in. Probably a lot of it for safety's sake, like, if something happens to her. So I'm sure she has many packets out there. Just here's, if something ever happens to her and things like that. But it's got to be really tough. It's got to be really tough. Yeah, I pray for her safety as well. Yeah, JC, he was still alive in the car. Yeah, Frank had said on that podcast that the sergeant said he was deceased immediately. After he was hit, he was pretty much instantly deceased. And somebody in my comments was like, well, how would the sergeant know that? And I would only imagine probably from the 33 feet of gauze that they stuffed into him, they could probably guess how long he had been, still, heart still beating, that kind of thing. I don't know. Hello from Australia. All right, Australia in the house. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, just people aren't taking to her, and it's not Candace's fault. Like, it isn't. Candace left her, like I said, we were all kind of I think I even did videos about her before Candace was even calling her out. My first video was, I think, before Candace even said anything about her. And I was like, or no, my first video, I think, talking about Erika was when we got those leaked Zoom calls, and I was just like, nope, I can't, because it was really wild to me. And yeah, that's okay, Captain. We can see what you're saying. Yeah, I don't know. It's just wild. It's just wild. And I just think it's not fair that they are not wanting people to come to their own conclusions and ask questions. And, people have different opinions on what they believe, and they're getting pissed off about it. Like, bitch, excuse me, I had to watch that man die. I can think whatever the fuck I want. How about that? Nobody out here is expressing facts when we sit here and we talk about things. We have no idea what happened. None. We have no idea. We're just putting things together from what we can see and calling it like conspiracy theories. Like, you can miss me. I said that before. You can miss me with conspiracy theories. I'm over that. Like, all those theories were all true in the Jeffrey E files. So, some conspiracies are conspiracies, but you know what? Most theories are just theories. It's not a big conspiracy. It's just a theory. Yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot. Oh, 20 Zep. Is it a birthday? Oh, happy birthday, 20 Zep. Happy birthday. Well, thank you, Peggy. I appreciate that. All right. Happy birthday to you, 20. Nice. Yeah, yeah. Captain says I can't listen to her more than like 10 seconds. That's why when I do them over here, when we go through our videos, I stop like every couple seconds. It's a lot. It's a lot to ask you guys to sit through it when we do go through her videos, and it's a lot to do it myself because I just get so icked out. Like, ugh, no. Yeah, there are 200 plus versions of what happened that day, and I can help but wonder if any of them are even close. Exactly. Exactly. There's just so many versions, and there's so many possibilities. Like, let's be real. If we're just thinking of possibilities, there's so many possibilities of what could have happened. There's so many people that have benefited from him being unalived. We see just a lot of things going on in our government that we could see, Charlie was out here talking about that he didn't want to see happen and things like that. And it's always a scary thing when you have somebody smart out in the front of the race telling people, how they should think about things and waking people up to all these things because they know what to do with that information. A lot of us don't have a clue, right? I'm upset about a lot of things going on in the world, but I don't have a clue how to change it. Somebody like Charlie Kirk, though, he could change things. And that's the scary thing. When you have somebody out there who could change something, that's when you have to. It's like Candace. She could change things too. She has it in her too. And I feel terrified for her, man. Yeah, that whole stuff, Spriggs, was nasty. But we all knew that ahead of time because he got busted and fired for all that racist stuff he did back in the day. Dunwit, what's up, Dunwit? We missed you too. We've missed you too. Yeah, he said some really some nasty stuff about Candace. It's like it's just the given with him anymore, it seems like. And they go low over there, man. They really go low. And I don't know how. Yeah, Jay says that we kind of knew that about him because we went over how he got busted. He got fired from, I don't know, doing that military stuff he was doing, I guess, or somewhere. He got fired. Or no, was he fired from Tucker? I can't remember. He got fired from somewhere because they caught him on a website saying racist and horrible comments. It's like following this lady or this minority woman for like 5 years, like basically like cyber watching her for like 5 years allegedly, and commenting about her and posting her life up in his weirdo groups and stuff allegedly. I don't know, but yeah. Okay, it was Tucker. Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Right. Yeah. Yeah, the incel forum where virgins go to talk smack and feel tough, I guess, anonymously, because you can't put your name behind anything. You got to do it anonymously. Like you know what? My favorite bald-headed bastard, Blake Neff. Don't forget to hit the like, guys. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Please hit the like. Welcome in, Jeannie. How are you? Hi, Jeannie. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yes, this just in. Allegedly, Blake Neff is still a virgin. Allegedly, in my opinion. I believe so. I mean, I don't have any like verifiable proof, but I'm just taking a wild guess. All right, so here is Gary from Paramount Tactical. And okay, so listen up, guys. Let me tell you something. I'm trying to get to 7,000 subscribers or 8,000 subscribers over here. And I can't get a single person on YouTube other than Danks and Bays to even talk to me, right? I've tried to get people to come on and hang out with me on live streams. I've emailed people like, hey, like, I'm on my channel. I want to like have you on, like whatever. Nobody talks to you. Nobody talks to you when you have a small channel or small views, right? When you have the little to no views, people don't bother with you because you're like a nobody right now. So I have a question about this. All right. This is my biggest question. Here's Gary from Paramount Tactical, and he's got 285,000 subscribers on his channel. All right. But if you take a look at his videos, he's got like 1.2 thousand views, 1.4 thousand views, 2.7 thousand views, 510 views, 329 views, 7,000 views. Let's see, 13,000, 1,000, 4,000. So listen, he's not getting a lot of views, right? He's just not getting a lot of views. And I just wonder, I mean, how are you getting a guest like Tracey Martin on your show? How are you getting a guest like Tracey Martin when you're getting 1,000 views on your videos? I wonder. I just wonder. And then like allegedly he wonders why people think that he is, like a paid fed. This is why people wonder that, Gary, because you don't, if you're not getting many views, like I know. I guess people know him because Candace talks about him and whatever, but I'm just saying, like, usually they won't like nobody important wants to come on your show if you don't have views. Like nobody wants to come on there and sit like for what? So 1,000 people can see it. It doesn't pass the test. Paramore tickler. Oh, he's bald. He's bold. He's Blakey the snake. Amy. Yeah, allegedly that's what I'm wondering. Like how are you doing, like YouTube is, people are on YouTube to try. Oh, he blocked you, Dunwit. You was being a bad commenter, Dunwit. You was being a troll, I bet. You were doing just like I would, I bet. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're really nothing without Charlie. I think that's the issue. And they, maybe they thought they would be. Maybe they thought it would be easy to kind of just keep his name and be like, we're here. It's for Charlie. Everything's for Charlie. Everything's like for Charlie. And no one's like believing it anymore, I guess. I don't know. But I don't think it's really Candace's fault. I don't. I mean, yes, she's kept up the questions and she's kept pressure on them, but I don't think it's her fault that people are falling away from there. I think it's just because, it's Blake and Andrew now. Like people equate that to Blake and Andrew now, and that other guy who's like really mean to people in debates. Oh, okay, stuffed beagle. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw you talking about that. Maybe it was Danks's channel or Bay's. Yeah, if you want to shoot me an email, that'd be cool. I would like to talk to you about that. I would like to hear about that because I know those EMTs were there and they were just like, "No, dude, we don't want your help." They went on and did their thing. But yeah, my email is in the in my about page on my channel. But yeah, I just find it strange, guys. Like people don't land interviews. You can't get anybody to really talk to you. Like they're just like, nah, not right now. Like maybe when you get bigger, because it's not worth people's time when you don't have a big audience. When like they're not getting hundreds of thousands of views, they don't want to waste their time like just to sit there for 100 people or 200 people or 1,000 people. So it just hit me as strange that Tracey was showing up here. You know what I mean? Just showing up here is like, oh, really? How'd she get like Gary's like maybe because his subscriber count's large, maybe that's it. But the subscriber count really doesn't mean much if people aren't watching your stuff. You can have 1 million subscribers, and if 10 people are watching your stuff, you only have 10 people watching your stuff at the end of the day, So it kind of strikes me, you know what I mean? So, oh, okay, I'm gonna go check that out. I'll check that out, Stuffed Beagle. I'll definitely check that out. Yeah, his bots. Yeah, and why are they still calling it the Charlie Kirk show? Exactly. They have his name just plastered everywhere too. Like everywhere you see it says Charlie Kirk everywhere. It's wild to me. Don't forget Gary was even chilling with Jeremy Boring. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that. I have not known about Gary um at all. I didn't know about Gary at all until this stuff. And then I saw him. And it's a shame too, because his channel was doing so really good. Like he was doing some really cool stuff and, you know, talking about tactical stuff and all that, like whatever. Like he was doing his thing, man. Like to have 250,000 subscribers, that's so many. That's so many to have 1,000 views. That's mind blowing to me. That's mind blowing to me. I'd be sick to my stomach, and I would definitely find something else to talk about. Honestly, I would definitely go back to my other stuff, because what's the point? I guess this isn't his livelihood, because I would imagine if this is your livelihood, you would have to do something to make money. And that story isn't making him money. It doesn't look like, in my opinion. So, no, I haven't tried to get a hold of Alley Files or Christina. I did see them over on Bays the other day. But no, I haven't tried to get a hold of them. I'll have to try to get a hold of some of them guys, because I do like their content and stuff, and we all kind of talk about the same stuff. Smack that like button like it's Gary's beard. I love that, Janie. Yes. Yes. Stuff People says you got mail. Thank you, Stuff People. I'll definitely check it after the stream. Yeah, so my issue is this. I have 2 Discords, and I'm signed into one on my phone, and I don't want to sign out, because when you sign out, sometimes Discord gives you problems signing back in. And I'm just like terrified that it's going to mess with me, because I've had that happen before. And it's like, you know what happens when that happens? Nothing. You either figure it out or you're shit out of luck. And so I always just stay signed in. But the Discord for this channel that we are on this channel, it's on my computer. So I have to be by my computer to know I'm getting a message over there. And it's driving me nuts, because I just want it on my phone. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I don't know. I'll figure it out, guys. I'll figure it out. But yeah, if you want to get in on the Discord server, go ahead over and check us out over on Club Vatra. We're over on Club Vatra. Just click the link and click whatever tier you would like to be in and join us over on the Discord server. We're trying to get it to get a little bit bigger. We try to go live over there. I haven't been live in a couple of weeks, though. We got to get that figured out, Jeannie. We got to get live over there this week sometime. Maybe tomorrow we'll do it instead of Sunday. Yeah, Tracey Martin. That's who we've got here. Evidently, Paramount Tactical, gave her a little ring. He was like, yo, Trace, where are you going to come on my show? And she was like, hell yeah, let's do it. So this is what's coming, right? She's going to let us all know about this article, because allegedly Candace said it was allegedly Tracey, who is the friend of the family, who was giving those comments in the Daily Mail article that we had just read. So let's see, what Gary has to say. Let me take this down so we can see everything really fully. Too bad Gary's not showing off those muscles tonight. I apologize, guys. We don't get any eye candy for this, ladies. So I guess we'll just have to watch Gary and whatever. So let's take a listen.
Candace's response to a couple of these, and then we're going to bring on our guest. Here you go, Andrew Kolvet.
No, let's skip to the guest. I don't want to see what you have to say about any of this. I don't care. How's that? I don't give a shit.
Let us know what your thoughts are on this. And by the way, were you the person that Daily Mail contacted and you provided this information?
Absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
Oh, look how surprised she
your
looks.
Thoughts.
Look how surprised she looks right now. Do you see that? She's like, no, I did not. No. I don't understand why she's so surprised. What's going on? What the fuck's happening? She gotta chill. Chill out, girl.
Are behind this. And let's talk a little bit about the credibility of what they're saying about Erika. Have you ever seen Erika go on a tirade, start crashing out?
Never. Never. That's not her end.
Do you guys see that? She said never. Raise of hands. Who believes that? I'm just saying, guys, look, I can spot a bitch a mile away. I'm sorry. I know it's rude. I know it's rude to call females bitches sometimes, but look, mostly I say it in jest, like just to be a jerk and whatever. But like, yeah, I'm a bitch and I can spot a bitch. Just saying. And, you know, in my head, I could picture Erika flipping out. I really could. In my head, I could picture her flipping out. So I don't know what I guess, like, I don't know if you want to believe Tracey or not, but I don't know. I could picture her getting pissed. Could you guys let me know in chat. Do you think she gets mad and flips out about Candace? Like, I can see in my head, I see her throwing stuff around and like, that bitch, and like throwing it, you know. That's what I see in my head anyway. When I think of her like watching Candace and getting so mad about stuff she says. I mean, I would. If that was me, Candace was talking about all the time, I'd be pissed off. I'd be getting so mad. So it's just like, what do you mean she doesn't get mad? Like, she just like, darn Candace, darn her. I'm gonna pray for her. Like, come on, girl. Yeah. That's it, DJ. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's what I'm saying. Like, I could just like, I don't know. There's just some people you can recognize that you're just like, I don't want to be in her way. You know what I mean? You could just see it. Like, come on, son. She's like, no, not at all. She's like super splendid. She's like a very nice lady. She's like super nice. She's like always really nice to everybody. Like, girl, okay, girl.
Oh, I have a lot of thoughts about this, to be honest with you, Gary. First and foremost, that's not Erika. People who know Erika, and if you notice, people actually came on against this podcast who just recently met me and said there's no way that she would have done this. And that's how you know you have a consistency of character.
What? What does that mean? People who have gone against this podcast just met her and are like, yeah, we just know. Like, what? So just because people guess she's not bitchy, that's just how you know that she's not bitchy, because people like Lily said, like, she's not a bitch. And so like, that's how you know she's not a bitch. Because like other people have been like, yeah, she doesn't seem like a bitch or anything. Like, I don't get it, girl.
Erika would never, she doesn't curse. She doesn't say those things. And she still to this day has never said anything bad about Candace or anyone involved in this at all.
Now you're just being crazy. Now you're just acting crazy. I think I have a video of Erika cursing. Remember, didn't she say something? She said some curse word. I could have sworn she cursed about something in that one video we watched, where she was like talking in the back to them people. She was like backstage and she was talking about like how to talk to these people, counter tabling and all this stuff. And I swear she said a bad word. Maybe I'm wrong, but I could have sworn I clocked a bad word that day. And I was like, oh, she said what?
And so that's where I think the world wants to believe that she's this horrible person that Candace is painted. It's just not there. And
listen, Tracey, here's the thing, girl. Let me break it down to you. We don't need Candace to paint shit, okay? We all are old as hell. Well, most of us, some of us, at least over here on my channel, I'm old as hell, okay? And I can clock it from a long ways. I can tell when someone can be bitchy, okay? I just know it from being a human being and being alive for 50 years. It's just something you pick up on. I don't need Candace to tell me that, you know, Erika might be rude or whatever. I'm the one who got mad at Candace because Candace wasn't calling her out. And I was like, why is she acting like this? And Candace isn't calling it out. Like, I thought that before Candace even said. So don't blame it on Candace that at least me personally, thinks Erika is a bitch. Okay, because I thought Erika was a bitch long before Candace even mentioned anything about her. Okay, when I saw her draped over a casket with a microphone on, I was like, that's kind of nasty, and I didn't like it. And then I heard some of the stuff she said, and I heard those calls and them leaked Zoom calls, and that sealed the deal, bro. When she's laughing over merch sales, I was like, that's a bitchy ass thing to do. And I thought she was a bitch. So it's not Candace's fault that I think she's a bitch. Okay. You know whose fault I think Erika's a bitch? It's Erika's fault I think Erika's a bitch. Honestly. Like, seriously. when she gives them eyes and she's like, just stop and doing all this stuff. That's kind of bitchy. That's kind of things that bitchy ladies do. That's just what, like, don't blame Candace for everything. It's crazy. They put everything on Candace. Like, she does all this stuff. Like, what? Yeah, the Zoom calls. Exactly. I was like, Zoom call. I heard those and I was floored. I was floored, dude. Now, maybe it's Candace's fault they got out to the public all over. But yeah, I mean, you could go back and watch my video about them leaked Zoom calls. I went off. You guys would crack up. If you haven't seen it, it's worth a watch. It's worth a watch. You would crack up because I went off. And then I saw her on that casket and girl, I went, Girl, I was like full snark mode on those videos. And that was like way when I had like no subscribers. So y'all probably never even seen those, but they're hilarious. And that's when I first noticed that she was being a little bit out of touch with what us other poor people, what us poor folks out here would act like in such a situation. Maybe it's just a rich thing. Maybe these rich people just have different things. I don't know. Maybe that's why we can't relate to it. I couldn't tell you. All I know is what I saw, it was very disconnected, very strange. And she seemed like just a nasty bitch. I'm sorry. That's just what I thought in my head, And it's like, it wasn't Candace telling me anything about her. It was just me like going, what? I mean, I hate that. Like, don't blame it on Candace, dude. You want to blame it on somebody? Blame it on Erika, okay? When we seen her come out there and act all weird, like the stuff she says, like, no. It's all her, dude. It ain't Candace. It ain't Candace. Don't even try it.
The funny thing is Candace knows that. She knows who Erika is, and she knows that she's nothing like Erika. She couldn't hold. Erika's got more class and grace in her big toe than.
Bro, please tell me in chat. Do you believe that? Who do you think's got more class? Put that in the chat. Erika or Candace? Who do you think's got more class? I mean, girl, I don't know why she comes out here and does this. Like, I really don't. Look, if it was one of my friends, they would at least come out and be like, you know what? She's pissed. Yeah, she said Candace is a bitch. And what? Doesn't make her a bad person. She's being attacked by Candace and she don't like it. So she called her a bitch. And what? You know what I mean? Like, at least be partially honest about stuff. Or I don't know. It just doesn't feel honest to me. In my opinion, allegedly. I don't think this is honest. If it was one of my friends, they would come out and say, yeah, she's, you should have heard her call. Like, listen, Erika has every right to be pissed at Candace from her position, right? Candace is keeping this whole thing alive. She don't like it. She just wants Candace to shut up. Of course she's going to be pissed. She has every right to be pissed, just like Candace has every right to be pissed at her. I mean, they're going like head to head on all kind of stuff. Of course they're going to be mad at each other. But to make it out like Candace, who we never see MFing anybody out here, literally, very rarely does Candace pull a swear word out. I mean, I read her stuff and I'm like, every time it's a 10 out of 10 and she doesn't even say a bad word. And I'm so impressed, right? Never see her say half the stuff. It's like, what are you talking about? It's wild to me. It's like, come on. We can see she has class because we can see these attacks and we know what we would say, right? We're snarky bees over here. That's what we are. That's what we are. Okay. All of us. And what do you think we would say? It wouldn't be as nice as Candace. I'll tell you that much. So don't tell me Candace doesn't have no class, because obviously she does. We can all see it as she's being attacked over and over on here. I mean, it's Friday night and all these people are on X just going after her. It's crazy. And she still probably won't swear.
Candace possesses at all. And there's been no name calling. There's been no, tirades. There's been no nothing. And so some friends of mine sent this to me and I actually laughed out loud because it's so crazy. And by the way, I've never spoken to anyone at Daily Mail ever. And, it's like when they don't put their sources in, one thing you'll know about me, Gary, is if you interview me, please quote me. Please put my name in there. I want complete transparency on what I say. So there's no reason to hide anything as far as I'm concerned. So if I say it, quote me 100%. And if I misspeak, I'll tell you I did.
Do you think it was her? I don't know. I don't know if it was her or not. I have a feeling she would quote her. I have a feeling she would give her name to it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know that was her that said that stuff. I just don't know. I don't know if I believe it's her or not. It's like, I think she would put her name to it because she likes to be, she likes her name out there. I think she probably likes people seeing her out here and getting to know who she is and stuff. So I honestly think she would have put her name on it, but I don't know. I don't know. I think it's a toss up. You're in the right place. That's exactly it. We are snarky over here. Yes, exactly. Like we're sitting there going, and Candace is like the nicest. She gets the quality burns saying it in the nicest way. It's like it's a whole like a quality that she has all of her own. Because I sure couldn't do it. Yeah, I don't hold myself back. I try to sometimes, but it's like, I'm gonna be me. I don't know what to tell you. Like I can't, and you can see that Candace is kind of like the same. She's just being herself, and it doesn't seem like she's that type of person. That's all. It's like people have eyes. I don't know why they blame all this stuff on somebody else. Like you're out here saying this stuff. If you're doing that and you're making your presence known and you're all over the place, people are going to come to conclusions about what type of person you are. I mean, it's wild. It's wild. But I don't know. I don't know if I know that. I don't know if I believe that was Tracey or not. I kind of tend to believe maybe it wasn't her. But I don't know. Candace said she has a source, right? And she believes her source. So it's hard to say.
And I'm telling you right now, never spoke to anyone at Daily Mail. However, I would like to address this. Candace states down here that she says that I was spearheading the interview with Us Weekly, Us Magazine, which is interesting because she doesn't tag them in it and she doesn't tag me in it, but she tags Daily Mail and everybody else. And then she says that because it sounded like the same type of language, right? Well, I have a question. That article was never, ever published. So how does Candy know? How does she know what the article sounds like? First?
Well, if you would have watched her show the other day, girl, she actually said that since that article came out and they basically, accused Candace of making this horrible article about herself to do something to herself or something, some weird ass shit. She said that all these people in media got a hold of her and all these people in media were telling her all kind of good stuff. And so I would assume that's probably where she heard it from. All these people in media came out and was like, oh yeah, well, guess what? And they told her some stuff and they were pissed at Turning Point USA and Andrew Kolvet for, whatever. Allegedly, that's what Candace said, right? They were like kind of upset that the journalists and things were upset that they had said these things on X, and they were just like totally upset by it. And they started emailing Candace. She said she got all these emails. I'm sure it was probably one of those emails where they were like, you know what? Listen to this. That's how we know, or whatever. That's probably where she got it from, girl. I mean, what? And what?
First of all. Second of all, I spoke to a reporter from Us Weekly back on, I pulled up the dates here, back on March 13th. I was contacted by Paolo, I think it's how you pronounce her name. Very nice lady. And she said that they were going to do an article on Erika. And would I be willing to speak about it? I said, sure, absolutely. I did the article with her. And then I waited because I hadn't seen anything. I wasn't sure whether it was digital or printed or whatever. And then I reached back out to her on April 27th. And I said, hey, did I miss the article? I'm just checking. And she said, no, we haven't published it yet. Well, here's the thing about the article, Gary. That article was put in play by Candace's PR person, Mitchell. Not me, not anyone else. And I do not have a US Weekly in my speed dial.
What else is? Oh, he pulled up a who is this guy, I guess. I don't know what this is. Move along, man. What is this weird shit? Who cares?
You have to.
What is that about? That was weird, huh? Creepy and weird. Move along, dude.
First of all, to a national magazine. Hello. I would never do that. And so when she says in this tweet that I think that you have too, It is true, and I highly doubt it is, given its striking similarity to the piece that was being written and spearheaded by Erika's family friend, Tracey Martin, for Us Magazine. How do you know what was in the article if it was never published?
Well, like I said, I'm pretty sure that they got a hold of Candace and showed her all kind of stuff and told her all kind of stuff. I mean, people like her. There's a reason people show her things, and you know, it's just like, well, I don't get it. They're so shocked that people would confide in Candace and give them information. Like, it just goes against what all they're saying, right? That she's so trusted that people send her things and show her things and all this information she gets and all this. And they complain about her anonymous sources. Like, she should give up her sources for people. Like, they're like, oh, all her sources are anonymous. Well, of course, that's what happens. Sources are anonymous. And, you know, people trust Candace because a lot of times she won't tell things, right? She'll hold on to things for weeks until she can confirm it. She'll say, oh, I have this piece of information, but I've got to do some digging and confirm and da-da-da-da. And then it'll be days and days. And then she'll finally say, okay, guys, remember we were talking about this? Well, I finally got this confirmed and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I don't know, Alice. I don't know if they have demonetized them. I think it might just be getting such low views. Maybe it's just not making as much. I don't know, but I think it's not making a lot of views anymore. But yeah, Polly, she holds on to things for a long time. And yeah, I mean, so I mean, when you hear about the things that like that, right, that she gets all these sources and she has all these informants and stuff, and you don't know their names, you're just proving that she's trustworthy when you say these things. Like, it just proves to us even more that she's a trustworthy person, because if she wasn't, we would know all these sources' names. She would give all these people up, right? And then she really wouldn't get anybody to confide in her anymore because she would be giving up their sources. So it's like, you know, it goes against everything when they say that stuff. It just kind of goes against itself. It's like, okay, well, you're just proving that obviously she's trustworthy, or people wouldn't be confiding in her at all. It's like, I don't know what they think. I don't get it.
I mean, maybe it's one of those things that she can say, you know, I don't know, but we know. I'm kind of thinking that. I'm just asking questions here. But, you know, that article was never published. But what she did, if you go back in her X account, you can probably find it. She got a piece of it. Well, how do you get a piece of an article that has never been published? And
that should answer your own question, girl. Obviously, somebody trusts her enough that they gave her a piece of an article that's never been published. Like, what? And the fact that she's fixating on that stupid article is strange to me. Who cares about that article that wasn't published? Who cares? What does that have to do with anything at all that we're talking about? What does that have to do with any of this? What exactly? Why are you fixating on that? It's like she totally took the conversation and turned it over to this article that was never published. Like, how did she get the article? Oh, obviously someone gave it to her. What do you mean? How did she get it? How do you think she got it? What do you think? She snuck into the fucking US News mailroom and stole it? Like, what? What do you think? I don't think it's a very hard question to answer, girl. Like, what? Yeah, no, it wasn't published. How do you think she got it? Was she sneaking in there? I guess she kind of crept in and was like, and she like hacked the account and like got the article and she like went off with it. Then she like, it's like, what? How the f do you think she got it? I don't understand.
She actually screen recorded it, because I saw a friend of mine sent it to me too. And then she said, oh, they're trying to come out now with this article. So how do you pull a national magazine article if you're not part of it?
Yeah. I mean, it's a great question. And this is just another one of the lies and projection. Like, that's what she constantly does. But most importantly, what we see time and time again, and this is what she traffics in, we have anonymous sources with unverifiable information. She puts it out as fact. She says it with confidence, and everybody believes it. And the way,
I mean, what? If she says to you guys, listen, let me ask all you grown-ups in the chat. All right. All you big people, all you grown-ups with a brain. If somebody says, you know what, someone told me this, and I tend to believe it, but I'm going to tell you what they told me. Now, think what you want when we're done here, but I'm going to tell you what they told me. They told me this. Would you take that as a fact? Or in your grown up adult brain, would you go, oh, somebody told you that, and then, you think it's true, but you're not sure, but you're going to tell us. So would you just take that as fact, or would you go, oh, okay, something might be true, something might not be true? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure, because we're like in adults. Like, it just cracks me up. Oh, she said it with confidence. So yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna totally believe like anything anybody says with confidence. Like, I totally believe it. Like, are you serious? It's just, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. Gary says everything with confidence. Gary sits up here confident as ever all the time. I don't believe nothing he says. Like, what? You know what I mean?
That unfortunately she has been effective at demonizing Erika so unfairly. I mean, everybody should just be disgusted by this. I don't care.
Gary, the reason, the thing is, Gary, that's not really true. I have to disagree with you strongly there. Okay. I'm a big girl, and just because somebody doesn't like somebody doesn't mean I don't like them. I'm not Candace's BFF. We ain't girls. I don't care if she likes somebody or doesn't like him. That doesn't affect me in any way. I mean, Candace couldn't stand Gary. And I was like, nah, Gary's all right. Candace couldn't stand him. She was talking so much smack on him. And I was like, he seems like he's a nice person deep down. I keep saying that in all my videos. I'm like, Gary seems like he could be a really nice guy. I keep saying that, don't I? Jeannie knows. And I was like, he just has a different opinion, and I can't hate him for that, whatever. And I make fun of him and stuff, but I always think like, oh, he seems like he does. He seems like he's a nice person. I can't understand it. Gary mind blows me, because I'm just like, he seems like he's a nice dude. And then he says this dumb shit, and he gets on my nerves, but I don't hate him because Candace doesn't like him. I'm a grown-ass person. I don't need anybody to tell me who I'm going to like and who I'm not going to like. And it's insulting to think that just because Candace doesn't like Erika, and I don't even know if that's true. Didn't she just say she can't muster up the energy to hate Erika Kirk? She was like, I can't hate any of them. I don't hate any of them. I don't fucking need another person to tell me who I can like and who I can't like. I mean, here's Gary. He likes Tracey. I don't like her. But just because Gary likes her, I mean, I'm not going, well, Gary likes her, so I like her too. Gary trusts her, so I trust her too. That's not how grown-ups work. That's just not how grown-ups conduct themselves. And I don't know, like, what they're trying to, it's the dumbest point ever to, like, say, because Candace Owens doesn't like somebody, all her followers, us fucking grown adults, are going to be like, we don't like her either. Like, get out of here. That's the dumbest shit I ever heard. I mean, I can't. And like I've said a million times, people gravitate towards the creators that they have things in common with, right? They gravitate toward people that they can relate to, people that are like them. I say it all the time. I know you guys are snarky as hell out here too, because you wouldn't sit here and listen to me if you weren't. If you were like, you wouldn't be listening to my crazy ass. You just wouldn't, And so you gravitate towards people that you have similarities with, or who you like to listen to, or who tells good stories, right? Or who has like the information you want to hear, stuff like that. And they present it in a way that you understand or that you can relate to. It's about relatability. It has nothing to do with just blindly following someone like, we're all 6 years old. It's insulting. It's like so insulting to all of us. Like, no, I don't watch Candace because I'm like, I believe every word that falls out of her mouth, like she's some kind of goddess. I just like her. She seems to have her head on straight. She's quick-witted, right? She's so smart. She doesn't seem to lie about things. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess there's people who've said, Gary said he has count of all the lies she's told. I don't know. I think I've asked in his chat, like, or on X, I said, like, well, how many lies has she told? Like, let me know. I want to know. I haven't heard anything back, but like, I don't know. It's just like, we're grown up. It's so annoying to hear this crap. I mean, come on. Like, find a better line, dude. Come on. That's dumb. It's just so dumb.
Who you are. Like, even people, like, I don't care if there was an article about Hillary Clinton. Can't stand Hillary Clinton. One of the people on this planet that I think is genuinely evil, disgusting, don't want anything to do with her. If there was an article that came about her today, and it was anonymous sources with unverifiable information, I'd be one of the first people to say, you know what, we should reject this. And everybody should. Like, if we allow media to constantly do this, regardless of the source.
Now, here's Gary, right? Here's Gary. But here's Gary. It's Gary giving us information as like a person, as a source that we don't know if it's necessarily true or not. It's unverified, undocumented information. And he wants us to believe him, but we're not supposed to believe other things. Like, I can't. Does he wear pants? I don't know. Wouldn't that be great if he would just stand up one day? Anybody ever go in his chat, tell him stand up. We want to see if he has pants on. That'd be hilarious if he was sitting there in his boxers. That would be so good.
Like, you are going to be fooled, and you got to expect higher standards, whether it's from Candace Owens or whether it's from the Daily Mail, which, by the way, was one of the biggest rags pushing all kinds of COVID disinformation. And I mean, as in pushing COVID, they were also one of the biggest rags out there pushing the Steele dossier against President Trump. And I've been telling everybody, folks, this is an op against ultimately MAGA, against President Trump, and you need to wake up and you need to realize what's actually happening here.
What does what does Erika Kirk calling Candace a bitch have to do with President Trump? Anybody know? I'm so confused right now. Listen, I tend to believe the article because I watched Erika Kirk come out on stage in her black satin outfit, prancing with her brand new attitude. I watched her. I could tell the vibe she was giving. She was giving, I'm tired of grieving, and I'm tired of letting people push me around, and I'm coming for all you bitches. That's the vibe I got off of it. Okay. And then this article comes out and she's like, supposedly like taking a stand, not going to take it anymore. And it's like, whatever, who cares? Like, we're not supposed to believe it. Okay, so who cares? Like, I don't understand what the whole point is. Okay, so it's an article. Who gives a shit? Half the people don't even believe it anyway. It's just they're fighting so bad to prove that it's like this big fake article all of a sudden. Why? How many people were out here going, ooh, Erika called Candace a bitch? Like, who cares? It's so weird. And the fact that they're out here arguing about it makes me wonder about it even more now. I never believe half that shit. I told you guys when we started reading the article, what did I say? I said, don't forget, guys, last time they wrote an article, they changed the information halfway through, all that other stuff. I said that ahead of time because I said they say weird ass shit and half the stuff I don't believe. And that was just from the beginning. And it's like, so, but you got all these people out here going, no, look, the article's fake. The article's fake. It's all fake. Nobody said that. Tracey didn't say that. It wasn't Tracey. Like, but Candace did make a great point on her show. Why are they allowed to, why haven't they gotten the article taken down if it's all so fake? If it's like, and even then, listen, it wasn't Erika coming out and saying that shit. Erika didn't come out and quote her. It wasn't a quote from Erika saying, I think Candace Owens is a bitch. It was a quote from supposedly a friend of Erika's, right? Who said it. And who knows if they're telling the truth. Maybe they did. Maybe that is an actual quote of something they said. But who knows if they're telling the truth? We don't know. We don't know any of that. It's like, it's wild to me. It blows my mind how dumb people think we are. It's like, it's annoying. Yeah, it says it's a friend of the family, then it switches the family member. Exactly. And I told you they switch up the narrative halfway through. Even when they did that article, when they saw that video of Charlie Kirk at the Aspen Donors video, when they wrote that article, at the very beginning, they quoted the donor question that the donor was asking at the time that Charlie answered and said, I appoint Erika, right? They quoted her whole entire question. And then they get like towards the like middle to the end of the article, and they say that the donor doesn't want her question to be revealed. She doesn't want people to know the question she asked, and she doesn't want people to know who she is. And I said in my, I think we were live when we read that, and I said, what do you mean she doesn't want her question asked? Like, what, want us to know her question? You quoted the question. We already know it. Like, they're not the brightest bulbs over there, allegedly, in my opinion, at the Daily Mail, right? So I subscribe to it just because they have the crazy ass stories, and some of them, like this stuff, people refer to them all the time online, and I want to see what they say, because you can't read the whole thing unless you pay your $1 or whatever it is a month. I don't know. Yeah, she looks very surprised the whole time to me. I don't know why she's so shocked. But yeah, I'm just kind of like, whatever, man. I mean, so what? Somebody said, Erika said, it's like all he said, she said stuff. And Gary's trying to lecture us on if we should believe it or not. And this has to do with President Trump now. Like, what? Erika calling someone a bitch has something to do with President Trump and MAGA? Huh? What? I don't understand. I guess I'm just really goddamn stupid, I guess. I don't know, guys.
TPUSA was responsible for getting President Trump elected.
Yeah.
And look,
I think Charlie Kirk was responsible, not TPUSA. I think it was Charlie Kirk.
They are going to be responsible for whatever positive things happen in the midterms. Hopefully we win them, and or what's in 2028. And if they can undermine that institution and all of Charlie's work for, since what, 2012, like that's what they understand that. Like it is, they need.
Let me ask you guys a question. Please let me know in chat. Are you guys asking questions about Charlie Kirk's unaliving because you're worried about the president election in 2028? Anybody? Anyone? Does that even cross your mind? That's a good theory, Alice. I like that. Yeah, I really don't care at this point. I'm worried about like what's happening right now with the fact that there's a trial going on with some shitty ass evidence, and you're trying, like, the world thinks it's cool to just unalive this kid on shitty ass evidence. I think it's crazy. And that's what I'm kind of worried about. I'm kind of worried about actually what happened to Charlie Kirk. I'm not going, wonder who's going to be elected. Like, okay, maybe a little bit. Like, I'm terrified that Erika Kirk's going to run, because then I got to move. I got to quit being an American, and I'll be really upset about that. But like, I really don't think we're asking questions about this narrative has anything to do, any of us asking these questions has anything to do with the midterms, the presidential election. Like, that's not in the front of our minds here. We just want to know what actually happened to Charlie Kirk. Like, that's where people are at right now. We're not thinking that far ahead, Gare. Like, I don't know what you're connecting some really wild dots there.
TPUSA to be destroyed, and they're using people like Candace Owens to make this happen.
Yes.
Who's they? They are using people like Candace to make that happen. And the simple fact is, again, with this whole thing, like, we're grown-ups. We're all adults. If people don't want to believe in Turning Point USA anymore because Charlie Kirk is gone, that's their right. They didn't follow Turning Point USA. They probably just followed Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't think it's rocket science. I really don't. I don't think it's that hard to understand. Charlie Kirk is gone. It's nothing like what it was when he was there. I mean, and I can understand this, and I've only started like looking into this from the time Charlie got unalived. I only started like kind of digging into things and reading about it and stuff like that, I can tell it's totally different. I can see that things are like completely doing 180s. I can see the things that they're trying to change and stuff like that. I mean, I don't know what he thinks. I don't understand. Does he really honestly think that it's like this bigger thing or what? What's going on with that?
And I think too, Gary, to your point, because I definitely have spoken about this a lot since this has happened. Having the seat that I have, which is a very interesting, place to be with, having a history with this person and knowing her beyond a shadow of a doubt. And I love it because women always interject, well, yeah, but this, you really don't know. Well, I don't know who you have in your life, but I know who I have in my life. And so when you interject yourself, and then that's why Candace is so
Oh no, girl. No. Oh no. I think you're a bitch too. I think you're a bitch too, allegedly. No. I totally believe everything you're saying. You are trying to make that point. I totally believe that is what the point you're trying to make. But I, in my opinion, believe you are a total bitch as well. And so, yeah, no. Don't make the mistake of that. No. Sorry.
Sitting on her platform, speaking and saying these things, and then people look at her as a quote unquote authority. But at the end of the day, she has no idea who Erika is as far as behind closed doors. She does know Erika's demeanor and character and what she's witnessed while she was married to Charlie. And she
okay. So what, is she totally different behind closed doors than she was when she was with Charlie? That's the indication I'm getting from that comment. Right? If you knew her how she was with Charlie and stuff, wouldn't she be the same if she's just like the same person all the time? Why would she be different behind closed doors, girl? What? If anything, I don't know. I think that's weird. Like, why would she be different behind closed doors? If Candace knew her when she was married to Charlie, why wouldn't she know how she is? Like, what are you saying? She knew her, but she doesn't know her because she's different behind closed doors. Well, then you're just making the point.
No, she cannot discredit that, but she's going to try, and she's going to do it with people that don't know her. And that's one of the things I think is very interesting, is the fact that I've not met one person who has anything kind to say about Candace, that has had any kind of dealings with her over the past years. And the problem is when they no longer are useful with her, you see what happens. And so that tells a lot about a person's character.
What happens? Like, guys, do you know what happens? Is she like a horrible person behind, like, is Candace like a horrible person? Does everybody say stuff mean about her? What's the deal? I don't know her that well. Maybe she does. And what's the point? I'm a bitch too, but I don't sit here and do weird stuff. I mean, maybe Candace is a little bit rude. I don't know. That doesn't make the things that she say less true. I mean, so what? I don't understand what the point is. They try to, like, I don't know. This annoys me because it's like they always try to make the other person seem like a big pile of crap. And honestly, like, I don't know. It's just deal with these people. This is crazy to me. This is wild. They're like, Candace, nobody likes it. You don't know anything about Erika behind closed doors, but let me tell you all about Candace behind closed doors. I mean, you see the difference? How does she know Candace behind closed doors? If Candace doesn't know Erika behind closed doors, how does Tracey Martin know Candace behind closed doors? Like, what? So she doesn't know. She's making a point that Candace knows nothing about Erika Kirk behind closed doors. She only knows her from being married to Charlie Kirk. But behind closed doors, she's totally different, and Candace knows nothing about it. But she's then going to tell us how Candace is behind closed doors. And she knows all about that, right? From that one phone call, I guess, she had with her. I guess. Let's hear about that. I think that's what she's about to tell us.
And we talked about this before. You can tell them by their fruits. But anyone that can confidently get on a platform of her size and say, my best guess is this, and then to double down on that with zero information, knowing that she's misleading people away.
Again, girl, nobody believes that she's telling a whole bunch of facts. We believe that she's giving us information that she's gotten. When somebody says this is my best guess and you're sitting there watching them, if you think that they are being factual from their best guess, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. I mean, that's so annoying, dude. If somebody says that this is my best guess, guess what we think it is? Their best guess. What the this lady's, she's getting on my nerves.
She's very good at dropping these bombs within her people
Yes, she
and then
is.
walking away.
She's very good at that. Let me tell you something. I've noticed that about Candace, okay? Here's the thing. When you allow somebody else to come to their own conclusions, they believe in those conclusions way more than if you tell them what you want them to think, okay? If I tell you 28 things that are horrible about a person, and then I say, you know what? You decide. What do you think? And I walk away. If you look at all those 28 things, you're going to go, oh yeah, that's a terrible person. And you're going to think really strongly that that's a terrible person because you came to that conclusion all on your own. But if I tell you they're a terrible person and I come out here and say they're a terrible person, I try to make you think they're a terrible person, you may not believe me. And you may actually think the opposite because you're like, why do you keep saying that? Like that's, Candace is good at that. She lets people come to their own conclusions. And that's why she has a very strong audience and they hate it. I've said this before. I said this fucking like 5 months ago. I said this. They hate that. They hate that Candace uses that tactic to let people come to their own conclusions. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's not like this big psychological warfare thing. She just lets people come to their own conclusions because she's not trying to poison her audience. She just wants people to come to their own conclusions using their own brains because she knows people are smart enough to do so. And they hate it. They hate it because it creates a very strong, it creates very strong feelings when you come to your own conclusions. And the fact that they can see it, they can see that she does it. They hate it. I think I said this in my last video about Tracey because she said the same thing before. I think I said the same thing.
And never coming back and retracting or apologizing or correcting the wrong or changing the distorted. Or
wait a minute. You guys complain all day long how she changes her story. We just watched Frank Turk bitch around and complain around how Candace keeps changing her story. It just all depends on what conspiracy theory she's peddling that day. Remember, we heard that over and over in the Frank Turk video. And now Tracey's like, oh, she, I can't. Now it's like the total opposite. These people are so confusing.
Like that. She's very good at that. And I will give her that for sure. It's not to me, it is not a skill set that I would love to possess.
You would love to possess it, allegedly, in my opinion. You would love it. You would love it, allegedly, in my opinion.
I would much rather be an authentic person and speak truth. And so
let me ask you a question. When Candace comes out and she goes, here's my theory of the day, and then she gets more information and she comes out the next day and goes, you know what? Yesterday's theory, I'm going to have to change it a little because we got some more information. I mean, did she have to go and retract her theory from the day before? Like, hey guys, just letting you know, remember how I said this yesterday? Well, today I changed my mind. I mean, we're pretty strong in the brain and we can understand, like when Candace says, oh, here, let me say it's probably this now because we got this information. We kind of all know that the last thing she was thinking is now off the table. We're kind of like, we're pretty smart. Like we can pick up on these like little nuanced clues. You know what I mean? Like when someone says, guess what? This is like, I've changed my mind. I'm thinking this instead. It's so ridiculous and insulting to every single person who like has a brain. It's crazy. It's crazy. And then they sit out here and they're doing this stuff and they want us to believe them. It's like, but you want us to believe you. You just don't want us to believe this other person. It's like, let people make up their own minds for God's sakes. And who cares if somebody has a different opinion? I just don't understand this whole thing at all, honestly, because everyone's allowed to have their own opinions. Like, you don't have to have the same opinion as me. You can have whatever opinion you want. I'm not you. I didn't grow up like you. I don't have the same life as you. I don't have the same lifestyle as you. I don't have the same experience as you. I don't know as many people as you do. I don't know the same people you do. I don't know anything that you know. I know my own shit. Okay. And so I make my own opinions. And guess what? Everyone else makes their own too. And like, what do you want from people? I don't understand. Let people just come to their own conclusions. If they like you, they like you. That's why I don't have that's why these are the people who like me. They sit here and hang out with me. I don't have the whole entire world sitting here. The only people that like me. You know what I mean? It's like, let people have their own way and their own path and their own opinions. This is wild. People get so upset about it. Who cares? Who cares? There's millions and billions of people that have no opinions that match with mine. And I don't really care. I mean, And the fact that they just like are so upset that people have opinions is wild to me. It just makes no sense. It's like, it's blowing my mind right now. Like, have this opinion, and if you don't, you're wrong. And if you don't, you're a terrible person. If you don't, you're, you got something wrong with you. You're not a grown-up. You can't think for yourself. Candace said the sky's blue, and you believe her, and you're stupid. It's like, what in the world are you talking about? Let people just think what they want to think. I mean, put out your evidence. It's as simple as that, right? If Erika wants to come out here and convince us that she is a wonderful person who doesn't, throw temper tantrums, have a fit, and she's not bitchy and all that, just let her come out and sit here. Erika could have sat with Gary. Why doesn't Erika come out and sit with Gary and have a conversation and let everybody see how she is? I don't get it. Like, if she's not worried about it, why does Tracey have to come out and speak for her? It's like, what? If she wants people to know she's this wonderful, sweet lady, have her come out and sit and show us that. We're only going to come to the conclusions from the evidence that we have. And that's from what we see and what we, see her out here doing. And we're watching her, we're seeing what she says and the things she does. It has nothing to do with somebody else telling us it. Not at all. Because if that was the case, we'd believe you. We would leave here believing you, and be like, oh, she's great. Tracey said she's great. I mean, there's a reason we're not thinking that. The reason why we're sitting here going, not so much Tracey. You don't believe that.
When you have that and it's playing out like this, and that's why I brought up the Us Weekly thing, because it was so fascinating to me that you are talking about an article that was never published. So how do you know about this?
How do you really think so, Tracey? Like, how do you think she knows about it? Do you think she hacked them and like stole the article? Or do you think like someone gave it to her and like she read it? Oh my God, it was so hard to figure out, guys.
And people don't question that. And then they find all the excuses to say, oh, but it's this. They find all these, ways to kind of give her a hall pass. And that's why I do think
who cares? Like, well, what is that point? What's the deal with this article? Does anybody have any idea what the deal with this article is? Because she's like, the people giving her a hall pass over it. Nobody gives a shit, girl. She probably got it from the journalist who wrote the article, or one of their friends, or maybe somebody snuck it to her. How do you think she got it? Like, what is the problem with this article? So bad she's mentioned it 82 fucking times. Who cares about that article? And why would we need this? What are we supposed to do? Candace, how did you get an unpublished article? We're supposed to guess that she had somebody hack their fucking computers. It's weird. Why does she keep bringing this up? Who cares, Tracey? We don't care about that article. Nobody cares about that.
The world wants to believe this so bad, but as time progresses, this will fall apart. She will absolutely, she was raging Monday night. She can't control her emotions long enough. I mean, and I was on the phone with her for an hour. I know what that's like. She's very different on the phone.
I can't wait till Candace said she wished she would record it. I bet she did record it. She probably has it. Someday she'll put it out. We'll see what that conversation was really like.
And she is on a platform, that's for sure. And so when you see this and you hear this, having a conversation with this person, but knowing this person, somebody sent me a DM that's really, there's a lot of women that are really struggling with leaving this because they realize they've been lied to. Yeah. And they really have. And I've gotten messages that say, I'm gutted right now.
All right, bitches. How many of you snarky bitches texted Tracey and was like, girl, help me get out of this. I watch Candace. I need help removing myself from Candace's audience. How many of you guys did that? Let me know. Don't lie to me now. Come on, chat. I know some of you texted Tracey. Who was it? Who DM'd Tracey? It was AC, wasn't it? You DM'd Tracey, didn't you? No, it was probably 20. Birthday's here. You just needed Tracey to help you get out of this, didn't you? Oh my gosh, you guys definitely did. I know it. I knew it. I hope she shows them DMs and shows us what you said. Who believes that? Who believes there's ladies texting her? Who believes there's Candace fans texting her going, Tracey, I need help unsubscribing from Candace. Paulie said, I unsubscribed from Candace. It was really easy. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's just like a click. I don't know. Like, I can't. Tracey feels young and relevant saying DMs. She's like, they slid into my inbox, yo. They slid into my DMs. I can't with this. I mean, and if you are a grown ass person and you had to text Tracey Martin to help you get away from Candace, I mean, please leave my audience because you are wacko. Literally wacko. I cannot. Oh my gosh. I subscribed to Candace 50 times. Yeah. Yeah. That's quite I just cannot. I just can't. This shit's so crazy to me. And then they wonder why you don't believe them. I mean, what?
That I thought I bought into it. You know, there's,
What were
you know
they
what,
saying,
you can
bro?
walk away at any given time. You can question anything at any given time.
Can you? Because it doesn't seem like you guys allow that. Are you just saying we can walk away from Candace's points of view? We can, change our points of view at any time to your point of view, because you don't allow it the other way. It seems you get very upset when people don't believe your narrative and when people don't want to just believe what you say. It's like, it's so hypocritical. And we don't need your help to unsubscribe from a podcaster. Like, these people were acting like Candace is, I don't know, some church revivalist leader or something, I don't know. It's weird. It's a podcast. We could just quit watching anytime you want. I mean, it ain't that hard. I don't need to text Tracey Martin to unsubscribe from Candace. I don't know about you guys. I just don't. Yeah, just stop was the narrative 6 months ago. Right.
There's no reason to stay, because I can tell you right now, none of this stuff for sure. None of it. And
no shit. So if you are telling us we know none of this stuff for sure, why are you so upset if we want to learn more information? Why are you so upset when we have questions? Why are you so upset saying Candace is influencing us just so badly and brainwashing us if we actually don't know any of this stuff for sure? That's the entire point I'm trying to tell you. Nobody knows anything for sure. And obviously we know nobody else knows anything for sure. We're not retarded. We aren't. We're not stupid. I mean, she just proves her entire point of like the whole opposite point. She's like, nah, you don't know anything for sure. So then why are you so pissed at Candace if we don't know anything for sure? Why are you so pissed at Candace? You make no sense.
if you can't sit here and you can say, I know this factually, then you need to take a seat. And if not, you're going to be.
Bitch, I am sitting down. And what? What?
Pulling yourself into this. And this is why we have the chaos that we have, and why, like you said a minute ago, it is 1000% making so much money. And I think it's
These fuckers. These fuckers, I'll tell you what, I can't. I really can't. There's just so much chaos with all you assholes out there having opinions of stuff. It's so ridiculous. You can walk away at any time and think whatever you want, but don't have an opinion and don't let us know about it, and don't post it on your social media account that you have that's yours. Like, holy shit. It's mind-blowing how just asinine these people are. Just asinine. Yeah, and the whole thing with Candace making money, she kind of just proved you completely and totally wrong earlier. What was it, yesterday or the day before, when she talked about all the things that she has literally not changed. Her highest video isn't even monetized, no commercials on it. She didn't up her advertisers. She didn't sell any merch. She proved it all wrong, right? She's doing the same shit she always has done. And she just happens to be talking about somebody that she knows, that we all had to witness getting, unalived. We all had to watch that happen. Yeah, she knew the guy. I mean, I'd go even so far as to say, like, she was friends with him. And even if she wasn't, she knew him. I mean, I didn't know him and it affected me. Could you imagine if you knew him? You're going to get pissed because like she's out here talking about it and she made some fucking money. I hope she makes tons of money. I hope she makes like $8 billion from it. I really do. I wish she would start like just making money hand over fist. I would love it. I would love it. They talk about it enough. Maybe she should just start making money off it. They're just ridiculous. They're just so ridiculous. So ridiculous.
Interesting, because I see like the original podcasters, like you mentioned, you know, Ian and Candace and everybody. Then you have the secondary level who comes in and thinks, oh, wow, they're making money. So let me just regurgitate this again and try to push this out again and see if I can get some traction. And it trickles down to these people because they want to be relevant.
Yeah, it's not like, you know what, guys, it's not like anybody cares. Like nobody even cares about any of this. Like we don't care about like the relevant news in our life and in our worlds. We just like don't even care. We're just like, you know what? Let's just talk about it anyways. Cause like who cares? We don't care about any of this. We just want to play copycat. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. This bitch, I swear to God. Nothing like, you know, the free markets that they no longer believe in. Like nothing like, you know, they're just angry that people are upset about this. Like the entire world's upset about this. And everybody has an opinion. Everyone. We all had to watch this man get unalived. You think we don't care? You think we think that's cool to happen in America and that should just be okay, cool? No, this is our country. He was an American citizen. He was on a college campus with a bunch of young people that had to witness that in front of their faces. And then we had to watch it over and over and over and over and over again. We all pretty much care. And we all want to see actual justice. And we all have opinions about it. And we're allowed because we had to watch it. So fuck all the way off, Tracey Martin. Meow, meow, meow. Fuck all the way off. Like all the way. Thank you so much, Garrison, for the $2 super chat. Hi, fam. Just saw this late live. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, they just tick me off. That just ticks me off, you know? No, we don't care about this. We don't care because we had to watch a man get unalived in front of us, which like 99% of us will never see that ever again in our life. 99.999% of us will never see that again in our entire life. And we never would have seen it in our lives had it not been, you know, videoed and put in our face over and over again. And so it affected a lot of people. I think they forget that part. It's like they completely forget the fact that we watched him die. Are you insane? Of course people are going to be in just enraged. This is America. That shouldn't have happened. And of course people are going to be upset. Yes, exactly. It was a brutal unaliving. Exactly. But we have a right to be pissed and we have a right to talk about it. And we have a right to state our opinions about it, you know? Not right. It's not something we see every day. We wouldn't have seen that. Like I said, most of us would never see somebody dying in front of us in our whole lives. Perhaps like an elderly grandparent or something, you know, taking their last breaths in the hospital, but nothing like this. And you think people aren't going to get upset about it? You think people just like, no, they're mad because the more people that bring their voice to it, the harder it is to rein it in. And they want us to shut the hell up. They don't want us talking about it. They don't want us to have an opinion on the death we had to watch. Like, fuck you. They're not going to tell me what I can have an opinion on when I had to watch a man get brutally unalived. Are you kidding me? They totally forget that part. Totally forget that. No, it's all about podcasting. It's all about podcasting. Remember when Philly played Korn on A-Rab or any TV? Oh no, luckily I never got to see that. Thank God. Yes, it stays with you. And thank you so much, Garrison, again for the super chat. Thank you. Yes, I didn't get to see that, thankfully. But yeah, it does. It stays with you forever. And people get very upset about that. You know, people were very upset. And yes, a lot of people are going to, yeah, they forced it. Exactly. They forced it on our children. It was everywhere. That's another good point. That's another great point. You forced it on our children. You forced it on every one of us. And now we are pissed. This is our country this happened in. I don't give a shit what Candace says. I don't give a shit what Erika says. I don't give a shit what TPUSA says. Like, we're all going to be out here giving our opinions because it's a huge piece of news. And it's the biggest thing that we're probably ever going to see. It's terrible. And you assholes are going to sit here and have the balls to say something like that. It's crazy to me. They totally forget that part. It's like she blanked out that we watched an assassination. Fucking doof. I can't with this lady. I really can't.
Well, let me just tell you, the best place to be is in truth. And if you do not know this, and there are things that people have asked me about, Candace, I don't know it to be truthful, so I'm not going to tell you that.
Well, you just
do I have an opinion? Of course I do.
About?
And that's what Candace...
that's okay for you to tell us your opinion. So of course she's going to have opinion. It's cool for her to just tell us her whole opinion this whole time. That's cool for her to do. But no. The rest of us having an opinion on somebody being unalived in front of us, that's a problem. It's just chaos. It's ridiculous. We should all just shut the hell up.
And all these people they are opinion commentators,
exactly.
Which means they take something and they put their opinion on it, and then the followers perceive its truth because they're in authority.
No. The followers don't perceive it as truth because nobody out here is a fucking authority. Nobody's out here a fucking authority. Okay, we're all grown ass people. We're not stupid. It's just so insulting. That's just the most insulting thing. We don't take things as truth when somebody's giving an opinion. We're not stupid. We're not stupid.
And at the end of the day, they're not. And this will absolutely spiral. And I think that's what bothers Candace more than anything is she can't shake Erika, and she won't. And by pulling me...
Girl, Candace could take Erika around the block, up and down, please. She can't shake Erika? Are you kidding me? Like... I think pretty much everybody can see what's going on here. Okay. In my opinion, Candace has been out here saying, come talk to me. Let's do it. Come on live. Let's have a discussion live. Let's go. Let's do it. And I don't see nobody stepping up to the plate. Not at all.
Into this, it's very interesting because I know what she's doing. She wants to try to destabilize Erika's circle. And
I mean, isn't that like just your opinion, girl? You're trying to come out here as an authority and you're trying to make us believe this because you are an authority. But I don't think you should continue, girl. That's not right. You're doing just what you're accusing Candace of. We're going to now believe this. Guys, prepare. We're about to believe everything Tracey says because she is an authority.
Her village, and it doesn't happen. First of all, it won't happen. But she's trying to do that to make Erika question and to do these kinds of things. And it's like, well, you may have people in your life that you need to do that. I don't.
What the fuck?
And so
let me back this up. This lady's talking goofy.
Which means they take something and they put their opinion on it, and then the followers perceive its truth because they're in authority. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, they're not. And this will absolutely spiral. And I think that's what bothers Candace more than anything is she can't shake Erika, and she won't. Mm-hmm. And by pulling me into this, it's very interesting because I know what she's doing. She wants to try to destabilize Erika's circle and her village. And it doesn't happen. First of all, it won't happen.
Oh, I see what happened here. I see what happened here. Ooh, I think Erika's pissed about this article and she wants to know which one of these girls told this story. Which one of her circle told this story. Oh, thank you so much, Charlie's Angels, for the $5 super chat. You were a breath of fresh air we needed, along with surgical. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, you guys, I apologize for the language tonight, but I'm on one tonight because this lady got me. Viewer discretion is advised, okay? Being super snarky tonight because this one here, yeah, this is like what she's just revealing here. It seems as though what I'm taking from this, personally, in my alleged opinion, okay, in my opinion, guys, this is not a fact. All right. For all you stupid asses out there, this is not a fact. Okay. Just in case you think it is, it's not. All right. Because I don't know Tracey personally. I don't know Erika personally. I know you guys think like probably thought like I chill with them and like I'm the inner circle and like I know them personally. So I know all this information and what I'm about to say is factual, but it is not. Okay. Just for all you dumbasses. Okay. Because we've established like most of us are really goddamn stupid. Okay. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I don't chill with Erika, but my opinion is, okay, that Erika's pissed off because somebody did say something in this article. It's one of her friends was out here doing some quoting, okay, and told some shit, and she probably is pissed because it seems to me that Tracey's shaking in her shoes over here. Like, listen, it wasn't me. They're trying to destabilize Erika. They're trying to make her think it's her circle, someone in her circle saying something. Da 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 da. So which one of you did say it? Because somebody said it. Somebody quoted it, right? If they're quoting it in an article, then someone actually said it. And if they said it's one of Erika's family or close friends, it had to be one of Erika's family or close friends. And so, yeah, like, who was it? Because it seems like that's exactly what happened. And now, in my opinion, Tracey's out here trying to put out a fire because Erika's probably on one. And we know she doesn't swear or get upset about anything. She's sitting up there with her halo shoved straight up her asshole, talking about the Lord and not mad at all, right? Somebody was rude and said something very bad about me in an article. I would like to find out who it was. I'm like, okay, girl. So I guess Tracey's trying to figure it out. Allegedly, in my opinion. Let's see.
But she's trying to do that to make Erika question and to do these kinds of things. And it's like, well, you.
Girl, are you stating that as a fact? Because you are right now sitting up here as an authority. And are you stating that like as a fact about Candace right now? Like, oh my God, I'm going to believe everything she says because she is like such an authority right now.
You may have people in your life that you need to do that. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. You may have people in your life that you need to do that. I don't. I don't know what she's talking about right there. That little part. Like, I don't get it. Candace is trying to destabilize Erika and make her whatever upset. You might have people in your life to do that. I don't. I don't know what that means. Please do, Princess Erika. I don't know if I can land it again.
And so I think that's a lot of it. If you can destabilize someone's circle, if you can isolate them when they're already going through this, because this is absolutely personal. And I don't know if you would agree or disagree, but the attacks on Erika personally have nothing to do with how this started.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, they constantly, and everybody adopts this. And going back to what you're saying, you know, where Candace.
I'm loving it. Gary's going to weigh in now. Like the way he folds his arms and stuff, he is so authoritative. And look at those muscles. Like, Gary, we just like looking at your muscles. Like, you're just a piece of meat, like eye candy.
Constantly just puts speculation.
Yes.
Her opinion.
You know what? Next time wear a tank top, then I might pay a little bit more attention to you.
Out as fact, and people buy into it. And or, again, what we have time and time again is the anonymous sources, unverifiable information, and we have all of the people below her saying, you know what, that's what I can do. And
right.
They're replicating this by the.
Yeah. Again, they forget that we watched a man get unalived in front of us. They kind of forget that part. They all keep forgetting that part. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Fire Crotch over here is weighing in, but I can't see nothing but those big old muscles. And I really wish you just would have worn a tank top, Gary, and give us a show. And we want to see if you could stand up next time so we can see if you're actually wearing pants.
Thousands on social media, YouTube, and everything else. And they think this is how you get things done. And
I want to see them tattoos, Gary. Roll up the sleeves, buddy. Just take that off. Isn't it getting hot, Gary? Take that shirt off.
Fortunately, this is now becoming the norm.
Is he saying anything? I'm sorry, I can't even pay attention. I'm just so looking at his muscles. Like, oh my God, Gary, like, I can't even hear you right now. Yeah. Stand up, Gary.
And,
stand up.
You know, I've seen this personally. I've seen Candace lie about me personally and spread horrific rumors about me. And she had a whole episode on you.
She had 3 episodes on my family.
And by the way, you talked to her on the phone.
Yes.
She said she was going to put out a correction and retract what she said about you and your family, and she never has.
Well, that is actually just if you believe Tracey and her saying, like, you know, oh, maybe he is. Dang. Yeah, that would suck. That would suck. If he's really short, that'd be sad. I'd be bummed out. I'd be bummed out for sure. But yeah, that's just if you believe that Candace said that, because we didn't hear her say that, right? That she was going to put out some type of retraction. We didn't hear anything about that. We would just have to believe that. And, you know, I mean,
Never has. No.
Yeah.
No. And she also said that she was going to get a hold of Stu Peters because he's a guy that's just spinning this stuff like I don't know what. And that she didn't know him personally, but he's giving me a headache. That was her words. And I'll let him know he needs to leave you alone because there's nothing here, were her exact words. And
what? So now Candace was sticking up for Tracey and going to go get a hold of Stu Peters and be like, you better leave her alone. You better leave Tracey alone because there's nothing there.
And we addressed everything. And there were a lot of things that were inaccurate. And she didn't want to hear that. But that's the thing is that it's like if I got on your platform and I said something that was incorrect, I would come back right away and correct it because that's my integrity. Yeah. That's my word. And if I'm not sure about something that you ask me, I will tell you. I don't know.
I mean, I can honestly say I've seen Candace do that multiple times. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Has she, you know, maybe she has more things that she never corrected. I really don't know. But I've seen her correct things. I mean, nobody's right all the time. I screw up all kind of stuff. No. I got pissed at Gary the other day because I thought he called Lionel a retard and I got all mad about it, but he never called him that. And I apologized for that. I said, I'm sorry, Gary. I made a mistake. My bad. So sorry. But like, you know, just be eye candy, Gary. Just sit up there with take apart some weapons or something. Like, do something more different. This is dumb.
And I have no problem with saying that. But that's where I think that's right.
Like, Gary should just put a tank top on and like field strip some firearms and then clean them or something. This stuff here is like,
I think the women that are being led astray on this. Oh
God, the women that are being led astray. What are you like? Does she really think the women are just extra dumb? Is that it? Are we just extra stupid? Is that just what it is? I guess us ladies are just extra stupid today. We're just being led astray and we're so stupid. Like, the thing about it is women, like I said, I mean, look, I can spot a bitch a mile away and other women can too. We've been alive long enough to know the mean girls. Okay. We know them. We can see them. Just saying, girl. It doesn't take somebody to tell me someone's mean to know they're a mean girl. Like, come on.
Really diabolical when you look at the mind of what's happening. And I know you probably get them. I get DMs that are just vile. Yeah. And it's all started from her because we've lost the humanity and we've lost the plot of what everybody's trying to figure out here. And like you
said, I love it. We've lost the plot. We have lost the plot. We really have. I mean, they're sitting up here so worried about a stupid ass article that really nobody cares about. That's like yesterday's. Nobody gives a shit about that article. Literally. It was just funny. It was a funny little piece. And then, you know, Andrew and them had to come in and twist things around. They are the ones who put a spotlight on that article. And so it's like, they lost the plot. This isn't about the article. Nobody cares about that stupid ass article. Nobody cares if Erika Kirk's a bitch. Who cares? Anyways, I don't care if she's a bitch or not. Whatever, go be a bitch. Do you, girl? I don't care. We just want to know what happened to Charlie Kirk. That's all. We had to watch him get unalived. You know, you forced it on all of us, even our children. And yeah, now we want to know what's going on with it. We don't care about your stupid article. We don't care, you know, if Tracey thinks like all of us dumbass women are just being led astray here. We're just so stupid.
Said the big overarching reason why this is even happening, the disinformation campaign, the division.
Oh,
I'm not your enemy, by the way, you know, but as long as I can keep you thinking that you are, then we can no longer have normal conversations and have solutions. They just can't do it.
Nope. They really can't. And,
No.
And, you know, it's okay to get things wrong. Like there's several things that I've gotten wrong. And by the way, you know, going back to early September, you know,
this is when he's going to say he wasn't buying the official narrative back then, but he changed his mind. He changed his mind. He always refers to this because people call him out on it all the time and how he suddenly flipped his switch on it.
right after Charlie was killed, all the way to early October. Like I got Ian Carroll posting a video where I was using information that I got third hand from Stephen Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
And I did a video. I was like, hey, based on this information. And by the way, I don't know if this information is correct. It turned out it wasn't correct.
So you're doing exactly what Tracey just said. You're coming out here with your following and you're giving information. It's okay for Gary to do it, though. It's okay for Gary to do it. And now Gary's going to tell us that he got more information and he changed his mind. And so he now believes something else. And, you know, he doesn't know for sure, but he just believes it. This is the same shit Candace is doing, right? She comes out and gives a theory. She gets more information and she changes her theory. Nobody believes her as telling us factual information. We know this is all an investigation and anything could change at any moment. Gary's doing the exact same thing. He's talking about doing the exact same thing that Candace is doing, and it's okay for him. This is why it's so funny to me. This is hilarious.
What's going on? And he reposts that. And by the way, I have immediately, once we got new information, I've updated my stance and I've updated my conclusions based on new information. And by the way,
you mean like, you know, Candace did, right? Is that what you mean?
I've been completely open and honest. And there has been multiple times where I like, you know what? I got that wrong. And I've come out and said those things.
Yeah.
These people don't.
These people don't. These people don't. Okay.
They sit there and try to pretend like you're doing something wrong. It's like, I have a body of work that you can go back. And that's the problem. Is like, it's okay to get things wrong.
Yeah.
But it is completely dishonest when time after time after time, you never correct the record. And by the way, many times Candace Owens and her ilk have basically, accused many different people of essentially being involved in this in one form or another. They've never went back, corrected the record, and never said, hey, you know what? Those people weren't involved now. Like,
no,
you know,
what people? Like, what people is he talking about? Has anybody accused anyone of being involved? I'm pretty sure everybody's going, what actually happened? Because nobody has a clue right now. And people are pointing things out that they find are strange or odd, or things that they want more answers to, or they have questions about, and asking those questions and voicing their opinions. It's like, it's wild to me. It's wild. It's just, I just don't understand. They don't hear themselves. It's crazy. They sit up there as she's sitting on Gary's channel, who is sitting here as an authority, right, on his channel with 250,000 subscribers. Okay, sitting up on his channel, giving his information, doing the same thing. He just has a different opinion, but his opinion, I guess, is okay. His opinion is, it's the good opinion, and then there's like the bad opinion, and just depending on who you're talking to. Like I said, we're all going to have our own opinions. I guarantee you none of us have matching opinions on 100% of everything. It's just not the way the world goes. It just isn't. And it's just, it's just ridiculous. I can't with this. It's just, yeah, exactly. Like you think, oh, wow, here's something. And then we get more information or whatever. And you're like, oh, no, that ain't it. It's like people aren't, they just, they're basing everything they say basically off of just people being very stupid. And that's what's so insulting about the whole thing. All these people that are watching this, they're not stupid people. These aren't people that are like complete and total morons. Like, I'm sure there's some people out there that are stupid, I guess. Like, there's a lot of stupid people, okay? But the majority of people completely understand when you're watching a human being give their opinions, that those are opinions. Those aren't facts. We don't run away and go, it's a complete fact. Like, and no, we still wouldn't be asking questions. We would just all be just dazed at Candace Owens and like, okay, that's all it is. And wouldn't watch any other podcasts, because why would you need to, right? Because you just know that's the right thing. So you wouldn't watch anything else. It's just so annoying. And Tracey just pointing out the fact that there's just so many women. Just all these women are just so dumb. You just all so stupid. Oh my God. It's really pathetic how dumb we are. I mean, God, we're just terrible. It's terrible. So stupid. Oh my God. We're so dumb.
No. And it's interesting too, how, and I think I've said this before, it's like a crazy game of telephone, you know, to where it just gets more and more and more distorted. And that's why I said those different those different levels of podcasters, all the things down to people just creating content because they think they're going to make some money off of it. And they cherry pick specific things. And then my favorite thing, I think my biggest mistake in this, Gary, honestly, was
coming out here at all, girl, because literally, like, nobody cares about you. Like, nobody. It's just funny here, so that's why we're watching you right now. But literally, I could care less about a single thing you say, anything you think. Like, this is annoying even watching you. Like, that's your biggest mistake right there, allegedly, in my opinion.
Thinking that people really did want the truth.
Yes.
I think that was
Okay.
my biggest mistake, because when I first, did a video about this, because they were using photos that Erika and I had from years past from different things that we had done and brands and that, and they were distorting them. And so I'm like, oh no, you guys have this wrong, So I went on there to right those wrongs and to turn those distortions into truth.
Instead of Erika doing it for herself, right? And this is why people just don't trust Erika, because she never comes out and does anything. Like, never puts herself out here to show anybody how she truly is. I mean, come out and be yourself then, girl. Honest to God, I mean, when she was on those videos when she was 20 years old and even sitting sometimes with Charlie Kirk, she seemed like she was normal. I mean, remember when she was wearing that inside out vagina dress at the Young Women's Leadership Summit, last year? In that pink thing that looked like the inside of a vagina, and she had it on. And she was sitting next to Charlie talking about like how women should just stay home and take care of the babies and, put your career on hold until your children are older. She seemed normal. She seemed like, even though she was wearing the freaky dress and I thought it was like really awkward that she had that on. Yes, it was weird. And it's like, I thought she was at least acting like a human being, acting normal. And now when we see her, it's like she's a different lady. She acts different. And maybe she had to toughen up or whatever, and she changed her mind about things, that's fine. But it's like, come out and show people what you're about and what you're like if you don't want people saying things. And somebody posted an interesting post the other day, and it was her sitting on Charlie's podcast, and she was saying, bring it on. Say whatever you want about me. I got a tough skin. I could take it, whatever. And it's like, but then when people do, she gets really mad. And I mean, I get it. People aren't really digging you right now. Well, come out and change our minds. Come out and talk to us. Come out and be a normal person and, show people what you're like. It's giving like you're too good for everybody. And you seem like a mean girl, allegedly, in my opinion. And that's why people think that you are acting like you're too good for everybody and like you're a mean girl. Oh, thank you so much, Jocks, for the £5 super sticker. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, the cupcake dress. Exactly. Yeah, she had to put on a show. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I just can't. It's just, she seemed normal though back then. She would talk in a regular cadence. She would just speak like a normal person. Now it's like a little off and strange and weird and whatever. And it's like, yeah, she puts out too much and then cries about the response. Yeah, it's like, look, the public never really took to her, if you think about it, right? She was in all those pageants and she tried to be like an influencer on Instagram and stuff like that. And people didn't like that. And she was doing the music things and people didn't like her in there. And like, people just didn't take to her. And now that she's taken this over, people still don't take to her. It's like, girl, your past should tell you people aren't really going to take to you that much. You're not that, allegedly, I guess you're not likable. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's not Candace's fault people don't like her. It's her own fault. And Tracey's out here like, well, I came out to right that wrong. Like, girl, nobody cares about your opinion. Like, people want to hear from Erika, not from you. Who are you? It's weird.
And it's interesting how someone that has almost a 16-year history and was the person actually in those things trying to correct this, I'm the one that is lying.
That's because, girl, nobody's going to believe the BFF. Women know how it is, okay? My best friends would do anything, would back me up and say whatever I needed them to say. They're not going to come out here and tell the truth. They're going to come out here and tell you whatever it is that makes me sound good, period. Because that's what girls do. That's my girl. I'm going to make sure she sounds good and make sure shit's okay. So no, people aren't going to believe you because we just know how, like, we know how life works. Like, come on. Oh my God, get out of here with that. We should go, oh, okay, Tracey knew her for 17. Like, no, you're saying you're her best friend. Obviously, you're going to say whatever is in her best interest. You're not going to come out here and tell us that she's an asshole. Who would say that about their best friend? So, of course, people aren't going to really believe you when you come out and say that. Like, I don't get it. Like, why is that so, like, strange to you? Like, Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, Kennedy, you ain't lying. Yep. You're fine with the chats. What's up, Angela? And Tamara's here. What's up, Tamara? Yeah, it's just crazy. I like, of course you're gonna say this about your best friend, and that's why people just don't really believe you, girl. It's not nothing personal. It's just like we know how best girlfriends do it. Like, we all have best girlfriends. Come on. We're not stupid, girl. Just because you came out and said it because you knew her for 16 years. Like, no, that doesn't mean anything. Erika could come out and correct it and maybe we'd believe her, but she doesn't come out and correct it.
Yeah.
But yet a created content who's getting paid and monetized for it and who twists it just enough to make it completely evil or whatever, they're the ones that are speaking truth. And so that's where, you hear the word thrown around.
If you're saying she's speaking truth, girl, that's not. Why are you saying they're speaking truth? Didn't you just say, like, it's opinions? I mean, I can't keep up with this stuff, man. This is crazy. This makes me tired.
Discernment, this, that, and the other. We've lost it all.
Yeah.
And it really is sad. I mean, to watch Erika go through this, sitting in my seat, I know without a shadow of a doubt, she will overcome this. And I know that Charlie's legacy will continue.
Then shut up. Well, then what are you doing? What do you care then, girl? Like, she's sitting on millions and millions of dollars. She's fine. If she wants to, she could go buy an island and go live happily ever after. None of us poor folks feel bad for that. I'm sorry, but we don't. Nope, not at all. Not at all. Not when one piece of her jewelry could feed an entire family for a year. Like, no, bitch. Nope. No one's going to feel bad because Erika's getting called names, okay? Especially when she puts herself out here. That's just what happens to anyone putting themselves out here. Like, what are you talking about? I love it. Like, what? Yeah, and then they can attack a pregnant lady, and that's cool. They're like all attacking a pregnant woman, but that is totally fine. You can attack a pregnant woman, just not Erika. Like, so rude. You guys are rude. It's all you, like, super crazy women out there. It's because you guys are, like, just believe every single thing somebody says. Every single thing.
I've no doubt the plans and things that they want to do will be done. How much destruction?
What plans and things do they want to do, girl? She must be in on some of the plans and things they want to do.
Can people like this cause? I don't know, because they are bringing in and trying to destroy a lot of people, but the truth will always stand. You can't argue with the truth. You may not like it, but your opinion of the truth is irrelevant. And I think that ultimately, for me, is a litmus test for people to realize that if you can sit on a platform, and like you said, I possess humility, that if I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you I'm wrong because I really do want the truth.
Exactly.
And that's why I said that was my biggest mistake, was going into these different places, whether it's a podcast or a comment section or whatever, and saying, oh, no, you have that incorrect. I was actually there I actually saw this. I had these conversations and then things like that. And you see that you are the one that is attacked by people that don't know you or Erika and Charlie or her family or anyone. But they are the places of authority, which tells me complete chaos. And we know who runs chaos and the deception. And that to me is where we are right now. And how do we get out of this? That's my whole thing. Whenever I speak to people and I get DMs and messages, I'm like, at the end of the day, when you have truth, you're not shaken by it. When I saw this Daily Mail thing, I literally laughed out loud because I'm like, if I had an interview with
She said that twice now. She literally LOL'd. She saw it and was like,
Daily Mail, can somebody put it on my calendar? Because I wasn't aware.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Like we are, it's disappointing to see how
Gary,
many people are more.
Oh, I seen jeans, guys. I seen jeans. He's wearing jeans. That's dumb. I thought he was going to stand up and have boxers on. Whatever. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. What's his name? Victor Marx. Yep. Victor Marx. Yes, skinny jeans are all right. Skinny jeans. Yes. Short order, what's up? Oh, and guys, did you see one of our people who hangs out with us live, One Glazed Donut, got their comment read out on Candace the other day? I couldn't believe it. Yeah, the carpet dress. Yeah, she wears the weirdest stuff. I can't with her. Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's just a lot of weird vibes we're getting. And we're pretty grown up and we kind of can make up our own minds on things. And we know what an opinion is versus a fact. And they are really striving on making people kind of believe that any opinion that's out there, we're all just taking it as fact and moving forward with facts. Like we're thinking like that's 100% true. When, I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm squared away on what an opinion is. I have them all day. That's all I do is have opinions. You should hear me all day long. I opinionate on everything. I can literally make my opinion on every single thing in the world. So I can definitely tell when like Candace is out there giving her podcast and she's telling us her opinions whenever she's done. I don't go like, oh, that's 100% all facts. Okay, that's the new facts. Like nobody's that stupid, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Tracey knows a bunch of people that are that dumb. Like maybe she just has personal experience with like a bunch of really stupid asses. Maybe. I mean, allegedly. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just not so sure yet. Is she next to the assassin outfit? Maybe. I think that's their going hard outfit. You know what I mean? They dress for like each thing, like the mood. These bougie people will pick out like a whole outfit head to toe for like a mood. They'll have like a purse to go with it and stuff like that. Like, here's how you know when someone's super bougie. If they have a different purse for every outfit, they're generally bougie, right? I can afford one purse. One purse. I carry it around all the time. I don't change it for my outfit. I don't have like, I don't know. I don't have like going to the lawyer's office purse and like another purse and this purse and that purse. Like, no, these ladies like changed their whole get up to like match their mood, right? They were Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation outfits. I can't. But yeah, I mean, that was pretty much the gist of it. I can't listen to another thing this woman says. It's just more of the same. She just blabs on about her opinions and how great, whatever. I don't know. I'm just she does nothing but confuse me, right? Because everything she talks about is exactly what they're doing on that show. They're saying all this is wrong, and they're actually doing all the things that they're saying are wrong. So I'm like super confused more than ever. It's like, what? I can't. And yeah, I want to see how tall Gary is. But yeah, that was all I had for you guys tonight. I just thought that would be fun to snark on that a little bit and try to make sense of it, I guess. But I'm just more confused than ever. Oh, thank you, Shan. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's just more confused than ever, guys. I just remember anytime you're hearing a person tell you their opinions, it's just opinions. It's all allegedly. We don't know anything, right? He's 5'2". Oh, 5'10" according to Google. Okay. That's still not that tall, I guess. I don't know. I think I'm 5'10". I don't know. Yeah, I just get really annoyed by them guys. But yeah, I thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with me. You guys are amazing. I didn't know if anybody would show up. I was like, I'm gonna have to turn this on and turn it back off because no one's gonna show up. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me this late. It's 2 a.m. where I'm at. So I gotta get to bed soon. Yeah, his arms don't say 5'10". 6'1". Yeah. I just want to know. I want him to say it one day. Anyways, yes, thank you all so very much for hanging out tonight. I love you all so very much. And if I'm not live again sometime this weekend, I will see you guys on Monday for our regular live stream. All right. So, see you all on the next one.
Let's wrap on this night. Hit the like and subscribe. Leave a final word before you go. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you got a laugh, it was all worth it. If you didn't like it, I don't give a shit. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go. Don't be a monster, hit the like. Help me out, smash subscribe. Turn on notifications, don't miss the show. Hit the like before you go.